What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nonfiction. This is Real Fan Sports, and we have a very interesting video in for you today. What's good, sir? How you doing, Zach? My
I'm doing
co-host.
good, baby. I'm doing good.
I'm
I'm
glad.
doing
I'm glad. I'm glad
good.
you're doing good. Today has been a very interesting day of developments.
That it has. That it has.
No,
I
Skyway,
know
you're
we.
not late. You're perfectly on time.
No, is that what you said? Are you late?
Yeah.
Did you get the thumbnail up? Because it's not
Yeah.
thumbnail's not showing.
Just did it. Just did it.
Okay, okay, okay.
Because I didn't.
Oh, I forget you. I didn't know if you had everything set up.
No, it wasn't set as a
Premiere. Got
pre-save
it.
premiere,
Got
so
it.
that's why.
Got it.
But it's in there now.
I love how Scott says, "OMG, am I late?" Like we literally, Scott, you couldn't have been right more on time. You just missed the intro.
Exactly. And I actually like how the thumbnail looks. Now I see it on a bigger screen. Looks pretty cool.
It
Looks
looks
pretty
clean.
cool. I like it. I like it.
We like that. We like that.
See, I told you I need inspiration for it. If I don't have inspiration, it's hard to do it. You know what I'm saying? Got to have some inspiration to create the
Was that was
thumbnail.
that a little was that a little template that you stole with the how the pictures are like
Hmm.
that you placed in? Oh yeah, that's clean. Yo, Omar, what's good, baby?
What's good, Omar? Didn't get a notification. That's why I freaked. Oh no, you probably get a notification right about now. They don't go out until like a few seconds into the stream. What's good,
Yeah,
Omar? How you doing, sir? While we're doing that, I'm gonna update the tags and I'll be right there with you.
yeah. Do you
So
think?
so Zach, if you want to, can you tell them what we have
Yeah,
planned for today?
of course, of course. Yeah, like Nan said, it's been a crazy little start. You know, we had a little trouble that we had situated yesterday
Yeah.
pull up, and it wouldn't be a real fan sports broadcast if we didn't run into some type of issue. So we finally got that issue fixed. That's why we're on a little later. We wanted to start at around 7:30, but that's okay. We're here now, and that's all that matters. So we're
Basically.
going to go ahead today, and we're going to go through some tier list for the NFL. So we're going to start off today with, in just a couple minutes, we're going to allow everybody to come in as we're just getting settled. We're going to do a tier list for all of the NFL starting quarterbacks, including those who are like on the brink of teams that don't know who their starting quarterback is going to be, such as Carolina with Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield. The goodness, I'm losing my mind already. Trey Lance and all those different guys. So we're gonna
Pittsburgh.
do that first. Oh yeah, sorry, thank you. Pittsburgh with the rookie or Mitchell Trubisky, who both are seeming to put up a bunch of hot garbage at
They're
training camp so
they're
far.
looking fabulous. What are you talking about?
Right, right. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Look, hope coming out of Pittsburgh. They're about to be a top team.
Man,
So we're gonna
Super
do
Bowl.
the Super Bowl. All right, that's brave. So we're going to be going through and we're going to do our tier list for the quarterbacks. And then after doing our tier list for the quarterbacks, we're going to go ahead and do our predictions on how many wins we think in each NFL team is going to get this year. And we're going to have it set up as a tier list 0 to 3, 4 through 7, however we got it written up. And we're going to go ahead and give our little short predictions on that. Mozzie, I see you up in here. Mozzie, how you doing today?
What's good? What's good, Mozzie? Welcome back to the channel.
Mozzie said Lamar number one. Uh-oh. Well.
I mean, anything's possible. You just gotta have faith. Have faith in your players.
So just to let you guys know, so we are going to so we're just we're broadcasting this now, and we're gonna treat this just as a normal like live thing. We're gonna go ahead and talk with y'all while we're doing it, go through it, but we're gonna go ahead and cut it out also and put it as its own separate video. And so for instance, for the quarterback tier list, at the end of the video when we actually publish it, we're going to have a list at the end of how we rank each individual quarterback from 1 to 32. So that's going to be up on there as well if you want to see our extensive breakdown on where we think each quarterback stands. And then for the NFL one, as far as predicting how many wins they're going to get this year, we're going to post it like we do with the other one. And then we're also going to go in and individually go through each player's each team's season and handpick what games we think they're going to win and what games we think they're going to lose. And those will be short individual videos that are going to kind of come out within the span of the next couple weeks leading up to the regular season. which I believe starts like I think the Saints' first game is September 10th, 9th, something like that. It starts the first full week of September, so we aren't too far away.
Not too far away at all.
Let's see. So how's great ideas? Oh, appreciate that, Mozzie. So let's see. I mean, guys in chat, what do y'all think? Y'all, who's y'all's team? Who we repping? Oh, Omar, I forget who's Omar's favorite team. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Mario. Omar, who's your team, man? And how do you think they're going to do this season? And Mozzie, we know Mozzie, what you think? What record prediction you got for your team this year? I'm sure Nate's going to come pop up in here at some point. I think we're on the bad time for Nate. Nate normally can come in at 9, but he has to go back to work at 10. But we know Nate has some strong opinions. He's going to think the Bills are going 17-0. We already know that.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Scott says, "Who dat and who day? You disgust me. You disgust me." Oh man,
you got to pick one to go all the way. Can't pick both.
Ravens going 15-2. What? Oh my goodness. Okay. Brave.
That's ballsy.
That's bold. I like it. 15-2. I mean, look, if you ask me about my Saints, like I'm gonna give you a ridiculous answer as well. So that's okay. So the way we will do it though, with ranking our team. So like, obviously I'm a Saints fan. Nonfiction is a Raiders fan. We're going to give you our opinion on what we think our team and what our quarterback is. But ultimately, when it comes to the list, I'm going to be picking for the Raiders and where they belong. And Nonfiction is going to be picking for the Saints and where they belong.
Yes, sir.
Saints going 17-0. Yes, of course. Mozzie, see, I'm glad you know. Oh, you meant 0-17. You got it backwards. Yeah, you got just dyslexia, right? That's what it is.
That's funny. That's too funny.
Yeah, I've been getting on a lot more Saint podcasts with some guys in the YouTube community that we've met over the last several months, and dealing with all the hate and listening. Man, there is a podcast for I think it might be the Ravens, Mozzie. I think it might be a Ravens podcast that that predicted that they don't see the Saints winning more than 4 games. And I was like,
really?
I said, we got 4 wins just in our division, like at least. And that's being generous if or modest, if I think.
4 wins, and they had at least 9 last season.
That's what I'm saying. We had 9 last season with 58 different starters, 3 different quarterbacks.
I mean, y'all literally had a dude that they brought off the street. Like they came off the street and played a game. He started. They literally came off the street. Like
right.
And if not, if y'all had at that moment, if y'all had some better receivers, who knows? They actually could have won that game because he didn't look horrible. Yeah. He just had nobody to throw to.
I mean, let's just put it this way, and we'll talk more Saints later because y'all know I can run my mouth about the Saints. Is our number 1 wide receiver last year is now going to be like our number 4 or 5. So yeah. I'm just going to say that and leave it there. Mozzie said, "Damn, that's tough." I'd say Saints win over 8 for sure. Yeah, I think at least over 8.
Yeah.
I mean, my honest opinion, which like I'll talk a little bit more, I really see around 12 wins. I think we get 12 wins, but that's me. So we'll discuss that as we go through it. But how's everybody's day been? Their morning. I know Mozzie and any of our other people from Australia. I know it's like what, middle of the day right now for y'all?
Yeah.
Right around noon.
Got you up solo, sir. Just let you know.
Yeah, I see you. Oh man. But it's been cool. We've been having a good week, a real busy week. I start up school on Monday. We're NFL preseason kicked off last Thursday. This is the first full week where we're going to see all the teams play starting tomorrow. And we've been trying to get a bunch of stuff done. Yesterday, me and Nan stayed up for probably too late and filmed about 4 or 5 videos, filmed our hurling video, filmed our
cricket,
rugby union, cricket, and AFL. So those are really fun. Those will be coming out throughout this week and next week. And then tomorrow and Friday, I'll be doing a lot of recording, trying to get at least 10 to 15 videos done. That way, the first 2 weeks of school, I don't have to worry about recording and get settled in. Yo,
what up,
Hoodie, Joby, what's good, Hood?
What's good, sir? Welcome in.
How'd your stream go earlier?
Yeah, we saw you on
with Big Q.
From what I saw, it looked pretty interesting. Good conversation.
Mozzie said midday here in New Zealand. Just finished a long graveyard shift, but was waiting on y'all's live. Oh, hey, Mozzie, I appreciate that, my guy. I appreciate that.
Thank you for hopping in.
Our plan is with this live is to only go for about hour and a half, 2 hours. We're going to try and knock this out pretty quick because we actually have a couple other things we have to do after we're done here. But as far as tomorrow goes, depending on what time I get home, I might be going live for the preseason game tomorrow. If I get home at halftime, I still might go live, just kind of talk it up with you guys. I know it's been a while, but as the NFL regular season's on its way, expect a lot more. Our plan right now for lives, like we said on last stream, was Monday and Thursday night football. Monday nights over here, and then Thursday nights over on the Twitch.
It'll be on the nonfiction Twitch.
On the nonfiction Twitch channel. So we'll make sure we remind y'all whenever that gets going. And then on Fridays every other week, we're gonna go ahead and film our podcast. So we'll be live on Fridays. It'll probably be really early for you guys out in Australia. But we'll be doing that. Let's see. Hoodie said it went good. Fire, Hoodie. Fire. Yo, Big Q's impersonations of was it Mickey Loomis and who else was it? It had me dying laughing. I was cracking up. We're excited. So Hoodie, we're gonna get started here in probably about, I don't know, I didn't even look what time. You got everything set up now, Nan?
Yeah, I have I have the pages set up. So
okay, so probably about 5-10 minutes we'll get started. Since those tags just got put out, let's see if we can get a couple more in here. But we're going to be doing our tier list for all the quarterbacks in the NFL and also our win prediction for each NFL team. So we got a lot of fun. Hoodie, what's your record prediction for the Saints? Don't tell me 17-0 because I know that's what you think.
You know what he thinks.
I think that too, so it's okay. Mozzie said, don't matter how early we tune into the pot. Hey, yo, facts, bro. Mozzie, I appreciate that. Much love. I'm hoping to do some live streams during grand finals. I think it starts in September as well. I still got to go find an app that I can get all the times and stuff down. I just got to see like what my school schedule is like and see like what days I can actually do it. Cause I think most days I have to leave for school around 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the games for y'all start up at like 5 a.m. for me, which kind of puts me really close. So it's just gonna depend, if I can catch one every couple weeks, I'll try to. I just can't be killing my sleep schedule too bad.
Yeah, definitely can't.
We already know y'all find out soon. Me and Nan are night owls, not on purpose. We just be staying up too late for no reason.
Man, it's almost like our brains just wake up by 11 p.m. and we just go.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it was last night. We both got on and we're like, all right, let's knock these out real quick. Got like half of them done, stopped and talked for a second, and we were just rolling. We're like, holy crap, hey, we got to finish up these videos. Let's see. Hoodie said, number 1 quarterback in the league, Josh Allen. Number 2, Patty Mahomes. 3, A-Rod. Number 4, Justin Herbert. 5, Jameis Winston. I was wondering where you were going to put Jameis. I knew you were going to put him in your top 5. Saints record 20-0. 20-0. All right.
He's like straight to the Super Bowl, huh?
So, like I said, when we do our tier lists, we're gonna just tier them S, A, B, C, and basement, and then whenever the video we're gonna chop this portion up and we're gonna put it up as a separate video.
Mm-hmm.
And when that video comes out, we're actually gonna have a side by side of me and Nan's top 32 quarterbacks and ranking them on where we think they belong.
Yes, that'll be interesting and fun.
Oh, we're ready to stir the pot. I think I'm 100%. We're gonna. At first, I was saying we end the video with that clip, but no, I'm starting it, and in the intro that we make later, like I'm gonna tell them, come at us, like let's go, I'm ready. I'm ready. Come talk your mess. I love that.
That's too funny. That's gonna be funny though. It's gonna be definitely gonna be funny
for sure, man. So, I mean, what's your thoughts? I mean, just initial thoughts without giving a prediction. Like, what's your highs and lows for the Raiders this year? Now,
I mean, the high is just to see what this team can do. That's, to me, that's the high, because there's so much potential now on the offensive side of the ball, and we actually have players who were on defense that were injured most of last season that are finally coming back. So I think as much as everyone is disregarding the defense, I think people will be slightly surprised, because even with our bad defense last year, we still was literally one play away from going to Super Bowl. So, I think the potential for us is quite high, and I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see how the offense looks.
Y'all's division is just going to be so fun this year.
Oh, like, I think it's going to be
fun, every game in y'all's division, like between y'all's division, should be broadcast on national television. Every single one. Because it's such a good mixture. Like you said, I mean, I think Raiders are going to have a really great offense. Their defense is a little questionable. Mm-hmm. Probably the most complete team is probably going to be the Chargers, in my opinion. Probably Denver. Their offense, I mean, they're ran by Russell. We talked a little bit about it before stream. We'll talk a little bit about it later when he comes up.
What up, Razor?
In the conversation. Yeah. But their defense is solid. They probably have the best defense out of everybody. Like a lot of people have the Chargers ranked really high, but Denver's defense was crazy last year. Their offense just couldn't stay on the field.
Yeah, true.
That was the problem. So if they can stay on the field and that defense doesn't have to be out there working so long, we'll see how that works. But it's gonna be fun.
I think it'll definitely be fun. And like you said, it'll be amazing if they did broadcast all of their games, because I think that division is going to be bananas. Like I hope that it's close until the last week of the season. Like,
could you imagine like a damn near 4-way tie going into like week 15?
Yeah. Well,
like where it's like anyone could take it at this point. Because how is y'all schedule set up to where y'all play a lot of division teams early or later?
It's kind of spread out. They always kind of spread us out on purpose, because they know that usually there's always one set of teams in that division that by the end of the season they have to beat each other to get to the playoffs. So because we had to beat the Chargers and then had to play them again in the play.
they kind of messed us up this year. We play all of our division games.
Yeah,
like our first set of division games are all happening within like the first 4 to 5 weeks. Week 1 we play Atlanta. I think we play Hoodie. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we play Carolina next. And then we play Tampa week 3 and then Carolina or something like that. Like almost back to back to back. It's insane. And we always normally always close out with Carolina. I'm not sure what we close out with this year. I haven't actually, to be honest, I haven't checked the schedule too deep. But we always get division games at the end.
So we play 2 of them week 4 and 5. Then we have a bye, and then we don't play anymore until week 11. You know what I'm saying? So it's
okay. Well, that's good. Yeah. So it's going to be closing it out. That's going to be fun.
So it's going to be interesting. And then we play Kansas City last game of the season.
Oh man. Well, and the thing is, with playing them so late, because there's a chance of really every team from that division to make the playoffs because of the new playoff way they're doing playoffs last year, translating into this year. They could all make it, and they could play the team, have a great game, or have a tough game, and have to see them a week or two in the playoffs again. Like, it's gonna be fun.
Well, I mean, last season, if Denver would have did something towards the end, we could have had almost all 4 teams in the playoffs last season.
Yeah, right,
so
exactly.
Denver kind of fell apart towards the middle and end of the season. So, Ray says,
let's see, I see
Allen, Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers 4. Herbert 5, Stafford 6, Burrow 7, Wilson 8, Lamar 9, Carr 10. That's not a bad list.
That's a pretty solid list. That's a pretty solid list.
I respect that list. It's not a bad list at all. Even though I think Wilson, I don't know if I put him in my top 10 right now. Just because
I don't think I have Wilson in the top 10. And I don't know if I have going into this season. I don't know if I have Stafford ahead of Burrow.
Stafford might be the question mark, because yes, he had a good season, one Super Bowl, cool, but it's still Stafford, and he can have a season where he plays really great, and then next season he just looks like Detroit all over again.
And I did see Hoodie said James is really outside my top 10, but will be in my top 10 after this season. Plus, he's going to be in nonfictions 2 after the season. You heard me? I respect it. It might happen, bro.
Yeah, it might happen. We've talked about this on stream and off stream, so you already know. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I might have to. I don't know if I'm gonna play heel for this or not, but we'll see. We'll see how far we go with
it. One thing that we kind of said that like we're gonna give our honest opinion and we're gonna be honestly brutal, but like we're also gonna stir the pot a little bit. Stir the pot a little bit. We're gonna be honest. Mozzie says, can't wait to see Chandler and Max together. Oh yeah, Chandler and Max is gonna be crazy.
I can't wait to see that either.
That's gonna be crazy.
I think if they can do what the potential that of them two together can achieve, yeah, I don't even care about the DBs.
Hey, bro, Hoodie Jube is trying to get me in trouble with my old lady right now.
What do you say?
He goes, who's this Skylar person? She seems like she knows football. Skylar goes, I'm the girlfriend. Hoodie goes, oh, so you're the one that Zach was talking shit about the other day?
God, I love friends like that.
Oh my goodness, Hoodie! Didn't I already tell you? I already told Hoodie, Nan, and Nep the other day.
What's up, JD?
Skylar, damn firecracker, and y'all will see Skylar in streams as well. Y'all see her in videos during the NFL season. She'll hop into streams with us and cut it up. She is known as the Woo Girl. That's what everybody likes to call her.
I agree, Racer. I agree. No, Deshaun Watson, you have to play to be concluded. I agree. Even though I know he's going to be on this list that Zach created, I'm going to put right now. He's going to probably be in my bargain because you ain't played, so I don't feel like I have to rank you.
I'm with you. I'm putting him like middle of pack based on that alone. But I was gonna replace him with someone else, but I don't know who. Yeah, I don't know who Cleveland's backup is.
I think they picked up Case Keenum.
No, they picked up Josh Rosen.
Oh, that's what Josh Rosen. Yeah,
they picked up Josh Rosen, and if they picked up Josh Rosen, well, he's 32, so like it don't matter anyway.
Yeah, true. Factual. How you doing, JVP?
Yo, what's up, OG Jerry? How we doing today, my guy? He's not on my list, period. His actions don't sit with me one bit. I feel that, Scott. You ain't alone. You ain't alone.
Oh, trust me, you are not alone.
Yeah, Roger Goodell did come out finally with like an official statement the other day. I don't know quote for quote, but basically just reiterating, saying that it's absurd with the 30 women that he has allegations with. That he deserves a indefinite suspension of minimum of a year. So. Out of all the things that Goodell does and does very poorly, this is one situation I think he's handling really well.
I mean, I'm not mad at what he said. Because even when you look at how he approaches it, he says Deshaun Watson engaged in multiple incidents of egregious and predatory behavior. That makes him he looks like a scumbag. You know what I'm saying? And everybody feels that way. Like, if you are either a fan or not a fan, or just a man who thinks what he did was okay, then you need to reevaluate yourself personally.
I agree.
Because that's not right. He preyed on him. Because like I said, I got told, me and Zach talked about this off stream, and I said, one of the radio stations here locally in Texas brought up was saying, if it wasn't a situation about, oh, he wasn't going after women, then why he never asked for a man to be his masseuse? And I was like, that's... I guess, because they do the job too. Right. He purposely asked for a woman every time.
He was very particular on who he picked. I mean, we all know that came out. It came into like as far as looks and everything. Like he knew what he was trying to do. He knew what he was trying to do. And I mean, I don't know. There's so much that could go on. We literally, even when we did the podcast, like we on last Wednesday when we were talking about it. Like when we were setting up everything, we were both like, all right, we need to make sure we don't go talk too much because we could talk several hours
about
this situation
yeah.
And everything that goes into it. Hoodie says, I don't have Lamar in my top 10. What y'all's thoughts on Lamar? He has never threw 3,500 yards in a season. Most ever was 3,100, which was his MVP season. And I knew Mozzie was going to come right back with a comment because Mozzie loves him, Lamar. You'll see. I mean, I got Lamar. I'm pretty sure I have him on the edge of top 10. Like I said, we're going to do a tier list today. So it's not going to be like an official like ranking 1 through 32, or I think it's 35 because we have a couple guys that are we're not sure who the starter is going to be. But yeah, I got to see more. I really, if I could see Lamar throw for like 3,500 yards and rush for between like 700 and 1,000, then I would put him in my top 10. And even possibly in my top 5, depending on record and different things like that. But Lamar, he had that one amazing year, and other than that, he's never had a season where he's had over 4,500 yards from scrimmage.
Yeah. I mean, he's not in my top 10. I don't see him in my top 10 at all. So, it's just because I think for you to be there, not only do you have to throw over a certain amount of yards, but you have to be accurate in that. Because everybody always compares him to Mike Vick, and because of that, I'm like, one thing, the big difference, Mike Vick can throw 70 just like he could, but he was accurate. So
Vic on
the
especially
run.
Vic and Philly,
on the run.
Especially Vic and Philly. Atlanta honestly almost wasted Vic because they never opened up his true talent of throwing the ball because they relied on his run so much.
Exactly.
And they had who was it? Rodney White, their wide receiver. Did I say that right? I believe that dude's wide receiver.
At one point, yeah.
Man, he's a damn good wide receiver, man. They should have been lighting it up. I hated facing Michael Vick and the Falcons back then. Hated. Couldn't stand it, man.
But, Michael Vick on Madden, it was he just put him on, it's just run.
Oh, he was a cheat code. Lamar's a cheat code too on Madden too. The year he had the cover, he was a cheat code. The first year they started doing like I never played it. I haven't played Madden in years, but they added like certain like attributes to each players that they could like unlock that was their specialty, and whatever Lamar's specialty was like so overpowered that I think I even watched like Madden tournaments where they were not allowed to use Lamar because he was that overpowered.
Yeah, I mean, I think because like you were telling me before off stream that he's been working with someone, so we'll see what happens this season. So I mean, like I said, he has the arm, he has the ability. He's gotten more comfortable towards the end of the last season about standing in the pocket. So because of that, we'll see what happens this season. If he can just rely on his line to keep him upright and stay in the pocket, because his problem is he wants to run first.
Yeah.
If they can stop that, then in his defense, I mean, I like Marquise Brown. But I mean, Marquise Brown, I don't think any team can be very good if their number one wide receiver is their main thing is being a deep threat. Like I think number one wide receiver should have more skill sets, and Marquise Brown was just a deep threat for the most part. Yeah. Like you need like Devontae Adams, like his build, like he can go deep, he can create yards at the catch, but he can do more than just run a go route or a stop and go. Yeah. To get open, same with Hopkins, same with Michael Thomas, Cooper, Cooper is kind of like he can go kind of deep, but he's real shifty. He's got good footwork and get inside. Marquise doesn't have that. Now we're going to see him with Bateman as their number one, which he really didn't do crap last year. And everybody's overhyping Bateman so much right now. They got Bateman on most draft boards, like as like the top 15 wide receiver this year. And I'm like, how are y'all seeing that? It's like Lamar I said there's some receivers that get more yards than Lamar throws sometimes. Like it's I don't know. But that's just me. I love Lamar. I like his hustle. I hope he does really well. You'll never see on our channel us wishing like disrespect or hate towards someone unless they truly deserve it, like in like the Deshaun Watson situation and things like that. We never wish quarterbacks or any players anything negative. That's not, to me, that's not cool. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, it's too much hate in the world. We only try to show love here. Let's see. Kind of cutting up a little bit. I see Mozzie says that he thinks Lamar he said watch Lamar over the offseason. I reckon he's going for 35 passing, 1,000 plus rushing. If he does that, he's MVP. I'll put it out right there right now. He does 3,500, 1,000 rushing. He's MVP.
That's a hell of a season.
Just needs to work on reading defense. Yeah, he does. He needs to work on reading defense quickly.
That's true too.
And looking to throw a ball, and players need to get open for him. Last year was a hard year to judge Lamar, and like we're going to base it off of their careers, but a lot of the rankings we're going to do is going to be based off what we saw last year. You never know, and then the potential of this year. Let's see. Yes, I agree. Lamar needs to improve those aspects of his game. Yeah, I expect Rashid Bateman to blow up this year. Do you really? Is that like a thing like over there? Like with Baltimore fans, y'all really believe in Bateman? I haven't watched enough. I haven't watched enough of his like how he's been doing in camp and stuff like that. Maybe I need to go pull over to some Ravens podcast and see what he's been doing. I just thought he was an average wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. I didn't think he could be a RB1. Scott said, can we talk about Hunt getting denied for a trade? I mean, I want to see where he goes. I mean, I think they're kind of stupid for not extending him. They probably just want a lot of money, but especially with the quarterback situation they got right now, they should be begging for him to stay because they're going to be running the ball at least for the first 6 games, 70% of the plays.
I know this is not on football, but I saw a pop-up that came on my phone that Brooklyn has approached Philly, and they pretty much want their starting 5 for Kevin Durant. It's like, what the hell?
Dude, Brooklyn is out of their box what they think they're going to get for KD. Apparently, Pelicans are still in talks right now.
Really?
And like they're still trying. And then there's some people that are saying like get rid of Ingram. And there's some Ingram fans, like just pure Ingram fans, that have already changed their like profile pictures from pictures of Ingram in a Pels jersey with a Photoshop Brooklyn Nets jersey. And I'm like, can y'all please stop it? Don't come back. Like, don't come and support Brandon Ingram when he stays with the Pels. Please just leave. We don't need you no more.
Don't send him there.
Yeah.
He said KD trying to be legit GM. KD, I think KD has actually washed his hands of the situation. That dude's probably, I think he's in another country right now. I don't even think he's in the States because he don't really post as much as he used to, from what I've seen. But who knows? He probably has another alt account. So.
Who are you talking about? KD?
Yeah.
KD probably has like 50 alt accounts. I'm convinced that KD creates accounts, tweets at himself negative things just so he can reply back to them. Like, I'm convinced because KD's already said KD don't do nothing. KD stays at home. Like I could honestly see KD not just staying at home, not watching and I can see him just sitting in a dark room. Like he probably has AirPlay on 24/7 on 100-inch TV on Twitter, like running through and trying to start a mess. Like that's all KD does. He's already said it. He don't do nothing but play basketball and stay at home. He don't go out. He's not big into fashion. He don't have other hobbies. He just plays ball.
That's hella funny, bro.
No, it is funny. Let's see. Please get Kareem on the Bills. It would be over. Man, Razor, I heard I liked what Singletary did last year near the end, especially. And then apparently the rookie, what's his name? Razor, please remind me out because I just read an article and I watched some highlights from training camp, and a lot of people are saying that he's taking over the show. I've actually moved him up to kind of high up on my list as far as like sleeper running backs go for the season. Like I think I'm gonna try and grab him in some late rounds in fantasy. KD be petty like that? Yeah, KD is petty like that. He don't care. Who would win one-on-one, Larry Bird or KD? I've been reacting to a lot of Larry and I'm impressed.
Larry Bird was
James Cook. That's the running back. Yes, James Cook, Dalvin Cook's brother. Right. Yeah, he's been balling out.
Larry Bird was really good. Larry Bird was really good. People, they don't think about it, but Larry Bird was really good. And he played defense.
I mean, I feel like you have to say KD just because KD is just so big. Like, people forget KD is the size of sinners.
Mm-hmm.
And you can be in his face, on his body. He's still seeing over you. There's players that can jump and still not reach to how far his arm extends up because his damn wingspan is so crazy. But Larry Bird just made people look like fools. Larry Bird is like the nowadays of like the dad that plays with their son that's like a high school athlete that's like D1 prospect but can still beat their son in basketball just because they're so good, so fundamental. Just for some reason, they don't have to move quick; they can just throw it up. Like
Larry Bird he was 6'9", but he can shoot from anywhere on the court, and he played defense, and he wasn't.
Oh shit, Gavin's in here.
And
Gavin,
he
shut
wasn't
up,
afraid.
I'm sorry.
He's looking for a good draft strategy.
Gavin, I'm gonna have to because I do plan on we actually, Gavin, I'll have to talk to you about it too. So I'm supposed to talk about it later on today. I'm waiting to see if Cheesehead pops in. I'm not sure if I'll have time tonight, but if not, I'm gonna do it tomorrow night.
What's up, St. Marcus?
We are doing a fantasy football team this year, or league this year, for the Real Fan Sports thing. So y'all stay tuned. I'll be having links dropping probably tomorrow midday for us. On giving y'all a link to sign up. I think we have 5 or 6 spots covered right now, so we're looking for at least 6 more. It's going to be a free one just for some fun, and but I'll let y'all know more about that tomorrow. But when we do those, I will be going live during the draft. So Gavin, I'm gonna have to like block your account when I go live. That way you can't find out the strategies.
Oh, let me see.
Let's see. Razor says my problem with Kevin is his start or Devin. Wait, who are you talking about? You talking about Singletary, Razor? Yeah, I don't know what Singletary's first name is. You want to be honest. His start stop speed not explosive enough to be elusive. Yeah, and for him, if you're talking about Devin, if you're talking about Singletary, if that's his first name. Yeah, I could see that, especially because he's a smaller runner. That's definitely he needs that. KD's a different breed. Bro, stop. Larry gonna make it rain buckets on him and talk trash while doing it.
He's gonna talk trash. He's gonna talk plenty of trash.
Is he a known trash talker?
Yes. He talks that shit, bro. He will talk.
Does he really?
Oh yeah.
I saw so Razor's from Canada. Mm-hmm. So he watches NFL, but he's never really watched a whole lot of basketball. So he's been reacting to a lot of basketball for the first time. I've popped in and checked out a couple of them. Razor, I don't know if you've done like any big things on Michael Jordan, but we have a Michael Jordan video coming up later this week. It's a long video. Don't get me wrong. I think it's like 25 minutes.
It's 30.
It's 30. Yeah. It's a long video, but it's a good video. And
it's a really good video.
Even if you don't want to react to it because it's so long, go watch it.
Yeah.
Like even like without our reaction, it's so detailed. It's so good, man. It really made me like not watching Michael Jordan and like being, curious on who I decide is the GOAT. I feel like after watching that video, it's hard to say that it's not Michael Jordan. Like it made it really tough. I got you, Gavin. I'll screen record for you. Mozzie, are you really doing this? And Saint Marcus, what's good, Saint Marcus? How you doing, baby? Thanks for coming pop in. We're about to get things started in just a minute. I'm gonna go run to the restroom in a second. We'll read these last little bits of chat, and then we're gonna go ahead and get it popping. But welcome to the channel, Marcus. Appreciate you stopping by, my guy. Let's see.
I know Razor says he thinks KD will battle in the paint. I said, but what's funny? KD don't really play in the paint. He don't really play in the paint.
No, well, he's KD ain't gonna back down nobody.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's not going to back down him.
KD and his if he can get a first step on you, then yeah, he's gonna be able to jump over you and dunk. But KD has made his career of just shooting over guys in the mid range in the perimeter. Yeah.
So he's definitely. I don't think he'll body him though.
No. For his size, he should be at least 4.3, 4.4 speed. He's like 4.6, pretty slow. Yeah, but as far as like speed goes, if we're timing 40s, I think like timing 40s is like one of the most like overrated things to judge players on, because speed in a 40 and speed when it counts is totally different. Like people that run 40s, like I'm friends with a guy that went to the NFL training camp and had tried out for the Giants and different stuff like that. And they do specific training and teach you how to run differently.
Yes.
For 40. It's not the same as game speed running. It's 100% different.
Totally different. Okay.
Oh,
So
you're from? Oh, I'm not from Canada. Just Buffalo, New York, bro. I thought you said something about Canada. You said you're I'm sorry, Razor. Don't worry about me, bro. I'm stupid.
I mean, but you're saying 4.6. Do you realize how fast 4.6 really is, though? Like the fastest combine time is 4.22. But you know how fast that is? Like those
It's
are
less than half of a second shorter. Like less than a half a like one. All right, cut that in half. That's how much slower he is.
it's like
Like
so it's like it does like 4.6, but to say that's slow, then good God. What do you want people to run?
because I mean, Alvin Kamara is not that fast, but his balance is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, Singletary has certain things that like as a running back goes, it's more important. Like speed is important to an extent, but a
Mm-hmm.
lot of it's balance and knowledge. Like,
It's
do you know like what holes to take? How fast can you react to the holes coming in? Or do you allow your plays to develop? Are you smart? Like a lot of that comes into play for running in the NFL. It's not just speed.
but also for a running back, it's stamina. Just
Stamina. That's true.
can you stay in there? You know what I'm saying? When
Mm-hmm.
everybody's tired, can you get dig down a little bit deeper just to get a little bit faster? You know what I'm saying? And it's not about getting faster to outrun everybody. It's just keeping that momentum so you can get to the end zone.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. All right, let's read. I'm gonna go up to right past where King Nep commented. King Nep, yo, what's good, baby? Let's see. I didn't watch Larry because he played for Boston. We don't like that here. Okay, so you just never watched Larry play? Is that what I saw then? I thought you said you never watched like basketball because you put your title as like NHL and NFL fan. So I thought maybe you just never watched basketball. Maybe, that's my bad, bro. Good looking out, Mozzie. Yeah, Mozzie, you send Gavin a recording, you're getting booted from the channel. Just kidding. I love you. Marcus Colston ran a very slow 40. And yeah, that's true. Very true. Even Michael Thomas is known to be a very slow wide receiver, but he's just so physical and big and has good hands. And then Mozzie, some people run 4.6, 4.7, but look faster on the field. That is true. That is true.
In some fields, you actually do run faster because of what's on. If it's like the real grass or fake grass, it's a difference. There's actually a difference.
For sure. Marty says now, big Jordan Davis DL ran a 4.78. I don't want to imagine him, bro. I don't want to imagine him jogging at me, let alone running at me. Like that dude is crazy. Did y'all see that video? No, I sent you that video to react to. I don't think you ever did.
I haven't reacted to it yet. No, I didn't watch it because I was gonna react to it, so I haven't watched it.
Okay, all right. Take your headphones out so I can tell them and see if they see it because I don't want you to hear it because it's crazy. Have y'all seen the video that came out of Jordan Davis? Like making his offensive lineman. Now the offensive lineman was a little smaller guy, but like making this dude bounce. It looked like the dude was doing the bunny hop. He could not get his feet planted. He bouncing like what? I was dumbfounded by it. All right, let's see if Don looks. Oh, let me message him because obviously he's not. Okay, he sees me now. Kind of like the El Paso of the North. Okay. Hoodie. Yeah, I've seen it. I'm telling you, it was funny. It was funny. All right, guys. Nan, I'm gonna go ahead and use the restroom real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and get things started over here.
Okay.
I guess go ahead while I'm doing that. Let them know again what we're doing for guys that are just tuning in. Cheesehead, what's good, Cheesehead? Cheesehead, before I go use the restroom and Nan explains things. I'm planning on going live tomorrow for the preseason game tomorrow. I'll have all the fantasy stuff set up by then, and I should also have a post made on your subscription feed that's gonna have details for the draft and everything like that. And then if you have questions, come to the live tomorrow night, and I'll explain it and get it all set up. But I'll be right back.
All right. So once again, thank you guys for checking out the channel. My name is NONPFIXION. That's Zach, of course, is Real Fan Sports. For those who just now are checking in, we're going to be doing 2 tier lists. One is going to be for the records for each individual team in the NFL, and then also we're going to do a tier list for the starting quarterbacks for the NFL. And a couple of teams, there's not necessarily a declared starting quarterback, but we have multiple options for those teams, and I think we have a total of 35 quarterbacks to go over. So, but I mean, it should be pretty fun. It should be pretty interesting. Also, when it comes down to New Orleans Saints and the Raiders, as you can see, I'm a Raiders fan. Zach is a Saints fan. I will dictate his team's totals for the season. He'll dictate my team's totals for the season. But thank you again for checking out the stream, checking out the channel. We also have plenty of videos down the pike coming. Have a video premiering right after this live stream as well. So we appreciate you, each and every one of you guys, for being here. Appreciate you so much.
And as we're talking about it, let me go ahead and bump that video back. So I have that. So the video for our NRL guys that are up in here is going to be of Joseph Swally. Joseph Swally. Joseph Swally is a young buck from what I've heard. He came into the league at 17 years old. I think that video is recommended by JC. So right now I have the premiere set for 11, but I'm gonna go ahead and push it back to 11:30. We will not be going live afterwards because we have a couple other videos to do. We have a couple other videos to do after that. Yes. After we're done with this stream, but go ahead, check that video out, show some love to it. It's a really good one. And all right, I got that saved. Let me get back to the chat here.
Only 19 great players. That's crazy, 19, because he's running with some big dudes. He's running with some big guys. But that's I mean, that's dope. So for him to be that talented that young of age in that kind of sport, that sport ain't no joke.
Oh yeah. And so like Nan said, after we're gonna separate these videos at the end, and put them as their own video individually if y'all want to check those out later as they're edited and cut down. But also for the quarterback one is when we're actually going to have our list of our top ranked 1 through 35, whatever it may be, for where we put them exactly on our list and what we think about them. So y'all can see that and y'all can judge, comment, let us know what you think. And then as far as we will also have a series of NFL prediction wins for each individual team. We're going to have quick 4 or 5 minute videos where we're going to go through each team's schedule and pick where they're going to win games, where they're going to lose games, and then you'll be able to check that out on there. Ray says great. I'm
Tumalolo.
It's 2. It was 2.
I'll say Tumalolo.
I think it was 2. Tumalolo. Thank you, man. Thank you, Ray. It was a fun one. But all right, guys, are y'all ready? I'm ready. Before we start, make sure y'all go click out of the chat real quick. Make sure y'all go hit that like button. We're at 9 already, so everyone's just about like to see. See, that's why we like you guys. Yeah. Y'all fuck with us. We fuck with y'all back. I appreciate it. Excuse my language. I've been doing good, Nan. That was the first one.
I didn't say anything. You good. I didn't say anything. So we'll switch over to. So as you guys can see, it's a tier list. The first, which most people put the S tier or the supreme tier or the superior tier. We make that our elite. Then we have A, B, C, and then we have the bargain basement. So, thank you for hitting that like button, King Nep. And also for you guys who just popped in, Zach did talk about it earlier. The Monday Night Football games will be on this channel, and then the Thursday Night Football will be on my nonfiction page because we
on Twitch.
On Twitch, yes. We essentially started out doing everything on my nonfiction pages, or that's where the birth of this pretty much happened. And Twitch actually reached out to us about possibly joining a program, and so we followed the application to be a part of the program. They have a Twitch sports broadcaster program, so if we are selected, it'll have to go through my nonfiction page to even count towards the hours. So, but yeah, that should be what we're doing. And there'll be links in the description for that as well. So if you are on Twitch, please follow the channel over there.
I see Ray says you guys should let me hop on. I'll make a top 35 QB list. Hey, Razor, we do have some ideas like that coming up where we're going to have some different guys come pop in. We've already talked to everyone that's in chat. If y'all like sports reactions, y'all go make sure y'all check out Razor Reacts.
Yes,
as well as King Nep and Hoodie Jube, who's popped in here, and Jerry the
content
OG,
creators.
He's an OG like crazy. They're all great people, man. They're very, very loyal, very friendly, and they do a lot for everyone that supports them. And so shout out to you guys. Community. Appreciate y'all for being here. That's for sure. But yeah, we will have some things in the future where we're going to get some special guests on here. We're still working out some kinks with just getting everything set up. We finally are using a new program we found a new way to use an old program to where we can bring more people in and it runs smooth. So we're going to have something set up soon.
Yeah, we want to run a few test streams to use it to make sure everything works properly, and then we'll do some official streams where we have the people on that we want to have on.
Yes. So you ready to get into it, man?
Man, you take the lead, brother. It's all you.
All right, cool. So tier lists. Like Don said, we got the elite. We got A tier, we got B tier, we got C tier, and then we got the bottom of the barrel basement quarterbacks. We're going to go run through all starting quarterbacks and the couple of guys that are still fighting for spots. There's 3 extra players, 3 teams that are really fighting, and they haven't announced who their number 1 quarterback is going to be to start the season quite yet. But we're going to go ahead and start it off with the guy who just stole the job in San Francisco, Mr. Trey Lance. Tell me what you think of Trey, man.
I mean, because you don't really know much about him. I mean, yeah, they had a couple videos online that shows like him in practice. I know he had some touches last season. I don't know. To me, right now he's a gimmick quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I don't know until I can see him full season. I'm gonna put him low personally.
Yeah, I got him low too, man. Trey. The fact that the 49ers are like so head start of like throwing Trey in there, and a lot of their people like are really throwing a lot of shade towards Garoppolo. So like in the comments, let us know if that's the same for you guys. If y'all like are just totally like over the Garoppolo situation. I didn't think Jimmy G was great either, but man, the hate has been crazy from what I've seen. Trey, for me right now, until I see something, I don't know if I want to put him basement because I think he has potential. He's a multi-talented quarterback, which a lot of what the league's liking right now. Mm-hmm. I have him in the C list. Where you got him at?
I was honestly thinking C, 100% C. Like that's what I was.
Go ahead and drag him on up. Put him in there.
So we'll put him in the C list. C tier all the way.
C tier all the way. And now we're gonna go up to my favorite quarterback, who, like we said, in here, I'm going to tell you what I think about Jameis, but ultimately, Non's going to go ahead and pick the spot for him. I think Jameis is going to be surprisingly good this year. I think I'm hoping, and I really do believe that Jameis is going to have a surprising year that may finally take the weight of that 32-30 season. That's right, 32-30. It's not 30-30. Y'all get that right. That 32-30 season off his back a little bit, and I think he's going to play. And I think he's going to play a lot better. I have personally, I have Jameis as an A for potential, but I put him at a B. But Non, this is on you. So I'm okay. I'm gonna take my headphones off. That way I can't. No. Leave
him on. Leave him on. I'm not gonna like destroy the guy. I don't hate him. You know what I'm saying? I honestly agree with what you said. I don't take anything from what you said. I don't think, that 30 and 32, whatever that was, yeah, that was a while ago. So I'm not even worried about that. That's not even part of my decision. My thing is just from the previous season. There's a few things that I want to see from him. I want to see him be able to recognize the defense. I want to see him be able to call out where the blitz is coming from. I want him to be able to control the pocket and not allow the coach to call the plays. There's things that he wasn't allowed to do where I think it kind of cowed him down to where it's like he's being controlled too much. It's like when you watch high school football and the quarterback goes to the line and he's getting ready to snap and the whole line just looks at the coach. I hate that offense. I can't stand that. Yeah. And I feel like that's the kind of reins he was under. And I'm like, the man, he's in the NFL for a reason. Give him opportunity to shine. If it doesn't work, then you go back to that style. I mean, what was he? 59% passing last in the 7 games he did play. So I don't hate him. I think there's great potential, and because of his defense that they're going to have, I think the potential for that team is pretty high. I'm just not sure, and I'm not 100% sold on what he can do until I see it. I know this is preseason, so I'm also going to put him in the B. I put him in the B as well. So I'm not going to knock him. So, but I'll say this for guys that are listening on the video. Leave in the comments if you want to hear a really broken down explanation longer of any of these quarterbacks. Let us know. We'll do some extra research and give you a good 5-minute clip of everything that we think of them as well. That could be another cool video series. So right on into the next one, Jalen Hurts. I want Jalen Hurts to be so good, so bad. Even though Philadelphia hates the Saints right now, I don't know where Philadelphia and Saints beef has came from over the last year. Yeah. I think it's something to do with us owing them a draft pick, depending on where we finish. But they're coming at our necks.
Yeah. And I want Jalen Hurts to be really good. I really love his heart. I loved him in college. I loved how he was able to bounce, play well for Alabama, lose his starting spot in the championship, give him to Tua, goes over to I believe the Sooners, if I remember correctly. I could be off.
I think you're correct. I think you're right.
And play well there. But I think he's in that BC kind of area. As of right now, there's still some throwing things and decision making that I need to see him improve on. And like this is his. We know Philadelphia fans are brutal. I think this is last year to really prove it, or they're going to start shopping. I got him like somewhere between B and C. What are you looking at,
Don? I agree with most of your takes on this one again. We've talked about it, and I really like him. I just hate that the team he's on. Anywhere else, I think with the proper backing and guidance, that O-line in there in Philly last year was the main problem with that team. Every time he has to run to save his life, and of course that Philly crowd starts booing him. It's like, boo the coach, boo the owners. They're the ones that's making a scheme. They're making a scheme for a quarterback who has the potential to run. He ran for 786 yards last year. Why is that? I know, we're talking about players having those high numbers.
Research. I'm normally a stat guy.
Well, because I have stuff up, so I can read stuff. But so I'm trying to be, trying to be better. So I mean,
I love it.
Like I said, 15 games, 61.3% on passing, 3,100 plus yards total for the season. 7.3 yards per average, 16 passing TDs, 9 interceptions. Like I said, 780.
He's got some nice new wide receiver this year, and AJ Brown too. And that might put him in the B alone.
And they're friends, and they went to school together. So it's like, this is a plus. This is a real big plus for him, and I think that
I was leaning C, but I think I'm going B now.
And preseason, I'll give him a low tier B. I'm not going to put him with Trey Lance because I think C is. Not yet. I won't put him in. If he has a bad season, then next season he's definitely C for sure. But I want to put him on B because I think there is potential there. But I think he's actually a good quarterback. I just think that where he's at is just a crappy situation, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna put him in B. What do you think? We can settle on C. I'm okay with that. But
no. I'm just gonna read. I'm reading chat, man. I'm seeing Razors says. Raiders says they got some deep they got some weapons though. Don't sleep on AJ. It's sink or swim, no excuses.
Yeah.
And don't grade on maybes. So just to let everybody know that's watching the video that we're grading on what we saw last year and potential for this year. So that is what we're setting our grading scale for. So,
but
I think
the potential for this year doesn't outweigh what actually already has happened. We're not
already happened.
We're not going to do that. We're not doing that. This is not.
And I think
this is not one of them other TV channels. We don't. No, it's not.
No. And so I think because last year I think he was a C.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the little bit of potential, I think that kind of, since I was on the fence, I have him at B. But I'm gonna let you make the decision.
And like I said, just the little bit of that potential, like it just really depends on, like they said that he does have more weapons. If that O-line can just stand for longer than 3 seconds, if they can just hold for longer than 3 seconds, who knows where they can end up.
Right.
I'm gonna put him in B, but as B grows, he's gonna be towards the end of B. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the bottom tier, just right before C. But we're gonna put him in B for now.
There might be some remakes at the end because we're basing it off of Trey Lance being in C because I think he's better than Trey Lance, but maybe there might be some adjustment. We'll see.
Up next, Russell Wilson.
Now I know you got strong opinions on Russell Wilson. I want to hear it. I'm gonna let you just take this one fully because I know you. That's in your division. You got some opinions. Tell them what your opinions are.
So right now, we all know many of us, we all into sports. So we watch the other big name ABC channels and we see what they're talking about. Everyone automatically has Denver as being the top dog in the AFC West because they have this guy. And I personally don't see it. In the last 3 seasons, Russell Wilson numbers have went down dramatically. And people are going to say, oh, well, scheme change. Yeah, but his quarterback is still a quarterback. He's still got a job to do. So if the quarterback ain't playing the way he's supposed to, is it just because he wasn't happy there? I mean, that's bad take on him. So you play bad because you're not happy there, so therefore you make everybody else suffer. So you're just a bad teammate. So I personally feel like to me he's no longer in the elite category. Until I see something this season, then I'll give him that. He's no longer elite category. I still rate him high because he is a good quarterback. out of 14 games, what is it? 64.8% on passing, 3,000 plus yards on the season, 7.8 yards per average, which is very similar to the previous quarterback we just talked about. 25 passing TDs, 6 interceptions, 183 rushing yards, 2 rushing TDs, and 6 fumbles on the year.
Yeah, but you also got to remember those stats from last year is also a little hindered. Like I agree that Russ has declined over the last couple of years as he will, but Seattle hasn't done much to help him. And they've also had a streak of bad luck with Carson going down. Went through a range of different running backs with Rashad Penny. And a couple other guys that I'm forgetting the names.
I like what
I definitely don't have them on the elite status though.
Yeah, but like what you're telling me, like all the bad stuff. I want people when people do that, it feels like when they go to certain other quarterbacks, they don't do that same thing. Like it's like
that's true.
Certain quarterbacks
they're holding his legacy ahead of him, his past ahead of what's the future.
Those elite level considered quarterbacks when they say, oh well, he didn't have this, but then so and so other person didn't have that either.
So this year, with what he has. Do you see him being an A-tier quarterback or a B-tier quarterback?
I mean, I think he is a step above Jameis.
Yeah, I agree.
So in that, I'd have to put A.
Put him
you know what I'm saying? I'd have to put him in A. But as we said, as we get towards the end of this part of the video, we may have
some adjustments.
Bring him down to being in the front of B, which still makes him higher, but it just might be in the front of B.
I see. Gavin here says Broncos country. Let's ride. Razor says, Russell's on the decline. Yep, I'm on the same page with you. He starts hot, then fades.
Yeah. Starts hot, then fades.
Let's see. He's at 7, and I feel that's respectable where I put him as far as what he thought his top 10 was. Mozzie says Russ is a tough one, either low A or high B. I agree. I'm right there. I'm kind of right there with you, Mozzie. Mr. Rodgers. Oh yeah. Okay. Hanging with Cheese said coming in. Let's see. DK Lockett over Sutton and Judy. And the loss of Tim Patrick, who was a underrated scorer in the red zone for him as well. It's gonna be interesting. That was a big loss for I think with their options they had at wide receiver.
Yeah.
Sutton and Judy, I think they were going to be okay. I expect Sutton to have a much better year and play more like the wide receiver we think he can, and finally actually see the Judy from college. Hopefully, as long as he's been in the lab working, because we haven't seen that yet. But losing Tim Patrick, I think it was actually a very big loss for them. And they also lost Noah Fant, I believe, as well. Their tight end. So they have a new tight end as well. So.
And Russ was last season. Season before he was ranked 6th. Currently he's ranked 12th.
Right. But when Russ has played good, it's been because their defense has also played so well, which Seattle's defense hasn't been good over the last couple of years. And Denver Broncos is, arguably a top 5 defense. They had bad stats near the end of the year last year because they could never get off the field because of poor quarterback play.
And the rumor is, as far as Seattle, before we get to the next one, the reason why the defense went to crap is because the personalities that were so big on the defensive side of the ball was taking a shine from Russell Wilson. So Wilson wanted them gone.
Interesting.
So you want them gone, and there goes all your good games. You're not going to have them anymore.
Interesting. All right. Hanging with Cheesehead, his man. We're in Packers territory now. The Cheeseheads, Mr. Aaron Rodgers. He likes his hallucinogens. he likes to show up to training camp in wife beaters. He's afraid of needles. I'm just kidding. I love Rodgers. I feel like this is an easy one. I feel like this is just one like when you think about a guy that is so much later in his career, and like I have been I wouldn't say a Rodgers hater, but a bit of a Rodgers hater just because I never liked how things went with the transition from Brett Favre to Rodgers and how they automatically assumed that he was better, which he is and has been. He
is, but who got more title opportunities?
That's true. But Rodgers, other than playoffs, this dude is the most efficient quarterback in the league. He doesn't throw interceptions. He had Devontae Adams' help. We're going to see him this year with a bunch of young guys. Lazard, who's technically their wide receiver 3, I think is now jumped up to wide receiver 1. I actually like Lazard. I think he's going to be fine. But Aaron Rodgers makes players look really good. He didn't have to do that with Devontae Adams, but he makes other players look really well. And I think just in that alone, in his efficiency, I got to put him up in the elite status. What do you think?
Status-wise, off of what you said, once again, agree. I'll put him up there as well. I want to see how he looks this season without a dominant receiver such as Devontae Adams. That's what I want to see. I want to see if he's like Tom Brady, who when he lost great receivers could take guys off the corner and make them all-stars. Can he do that?
Now I want to point something that's I mean, I guess not necessarily just quarterbacks. Who has more of a decline this year, Devontae Adams or Aaron Rodgers?
Rodgers.
Yeah. All right. I mean, you ready for chat?
He couldn't.
Comment
beat
section.
the Niners with Devontae.
All right.
He couldn't beat the Niners with Devontae. Come on, man. Yeah, no.
All right. I can't see the I think, is that Ryan Tannehill?
Like Tannehill to me. It's the picture.
Yes, that's Ryan Tannehill. Yeah, it's Ryan Tannehill. So Ryan Tannehill up next. We have some good friends that we've met in the Titans fan base, and I hate when I gotta talk bad about Ryan Tannehill, and they're normally very like understanding of my opinion, just like us. We're very open to hearing other people's opinion. And Ryan Tannehill to me is just not that guy, and he will never win a game. And he has to have his running back win the game or his defense win the game for him. And I personally put Ryan Tannehill below Jameis. I put him below Jalen Hurts, and I put him in that C category. I'm surprised, and I think it's kind of the same situation the Saints were in. If there was better wide receivers to pick in the draft this year, that they would have went high and grabbed a different quarterback. I think they would have went and picked high on a quarterback this year just because of what happened in the playoffs last year where he threw, three or four interceptions it was. I got to put him in C tier. I love my Titans fans, love the people that I met, but I got to be honest with this one. We're brutally honest here, and Ryan Tannehill's at C for me.
Tannehill, where do I start? I don't like him. I don't think he should be in the NFL. like you're the reason why your team should have went a little bit further in the playoffs than where it did. It's your fault. It's 100% your fault. It's no one else's fault but yours. No one told you to throw that many interceptions back to back.
They should have went other than the Bills.
Yeah.
Like they beat the Bills. They played the Bills, right? Is that who they played against?
I think so. I think it's who it was.
I think so. I could be wrong.
Like, sleep.
Yeah, I feel
we haven't slept much.
If it wasn't for Ryan Tannehill, if they had any other quarterback that was better than him, I think they go to the Super Bowl last year. You
could be right. You could be right.
And I think Ryan Tannehill is the reason why, and that's why I got him so low.
I'll say it like this. Maybe I came on a little strong. Okay, he's quarterback in the NFL. Okay, cool, he belongs there. But
yeah,
he is nowhere near elite A, B. He's top of C for me right now. He's top of C.
Yeah.
So.
And the only reason why I think I put him at C, the only reason why I think I even have him, why I would say top of C, is because how well the Titans have been doing and are making playoffs and doing stuff. He's a great game manager and he strives off it. They strive off of time management. It makes him look better than what he is, but as a talent-wise as a quarterback, I just don't see it.
It's him,
I hope he proves me wrong, but I don't see
him and like Carson Wentz. Their times in NFL are surviving because of memories. Like they don't play good. They just like, what are you doing? Why are you throwing to the other team so much? There was nobody there. Where are you throwing? Throw out of bounds, But I'm stop talking about it because I can.
Stop talking about it. Leave Ryan alone. Leave Ryan alone.
And I love Titan Rossi and his crew and the people that was on that stream. I love them. So it's nothing about against the team as a whole. It's just I don't like him.
I see Pammy Whammies in the chat. Real, aka Steph Curry, Pammy. Look, Nan is a Golden State Warriors fiend, right? Like this dude is born and raised, like that dude grew up on Golden State, and he's like, yeah, he's like that lady's out of her mind. But I appreciate it, Pammy Wimmy. Thank you. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. I appreciate you coming and stop in. I believe for the first time, Pammy. Yeah. I appreciate you being
Welcome
here.
to the channel. My name is NONPFIXION, of course.
Yeah, this is the other half that we always talk about. The if you ever hear Hoodie talk about Zach's other Raider friend that likes to talk bad about Jameis every now and then, that's him.
That is me.
But it's all love. It's all love.
Yeah, it's all love.
I mean, I
think I gave a pretty good explanation.
No, you did.
And
you did.
And I didn't destroy him. I didn't destroy him because I don't think he needs to be destroyed.
No. And not a lot of people. A lot of people aren't gonna like that rating. I can't wait to see the comments on that. If
I know because I've been in on Hoodie streams and a few other Saints streams.
Now you listen, so you've kind of built a bias too.
I know where it's coming from, so I know because could have put him in C, but I don't think he deserves to be there. But
yeah, I don't think so.
I know the flack the flack is gonna come. But go ahead.
See, Razor says. No, we're gonna call this out, so we can still talk.
Yeah.
Razor says, "Bro, look up his numbers. He's talking about Tannehill. He's been low key, very productive. I give Tannehill a B. Agree or disagree? Yeah, but but numbers. The thing is that numbers are deceiving because whenever a team worries about the run so much, this is like I'm a stats guy. You'll find that out. I'm big into stats, but numbers are deceiving, and whenever you run the ball 70% of the time, your time of possession is like their time of possession for the game is they control the ball 65 to 70% of the time during the games compared to the opposing team because they run the ball so much and they do it so efficiently. So it makes Ryan Tannehill makes him look very good. But whenever push comes to shove and they're come from behind, because we had a big conversation about this during our predictions last year. For the when we did predictions during the playoffs and during each round, when we broke it down, I did a lot of research on Tannehill.
You really did, though.
I did a lot. It was deep. Like I'm talking hours. The Titans never had many comeback wins. Majority of their wins came from keeping teams underneath 20 points. They've only put up 30-point games like 3 or 4 times in the whole entire season. It's because they just dominate possession. They run the ball. They play old school football. They play old school football is what they do. And I like it because I like old school football. I like the rough and tough running of running back and everything like that. But I just can't put Tannehill that high yet. Maybe he'll change their mind. Like I said, when we do our rankings, we hope these guys change their mind. I hope they all become elite. But where we see them, we got them at the C. So we're going on to the next one. I'm having a little trouble seeing. Now, tell me who the next one is.
Derek Carr.
So going on into the next one, we're going to speak about Derek Carr. So like we said, NONPFIXION is the Raiders fan. Yeah. I'm going to let him say his opinion, and then I'm going to put him where I think he is. Non, go ahead and jump.
Well, no, we're going to do like we did for Jameis. This is all you. You got it. You call it out.
All right. So Derek Carr, man. Derek Carr, I feel like is one of the I don't know why the word anomaly comes up, and I don't even think that's used correctly. But like one of the guys in the league that can be so very good. Organization has not been great since he's been in there. He had the one amazing season where he was kind of in the MVP talk for a little bit before his injury. Has consistently put up good numbers. Has a lot of pass yards. And plays really well, but his number one receiver has been a tight end for several years. And we're going to see him now with Devontae Adams, his buddy from Fresno, who he played with and was roommates with and hung out and had practiced and chilled with and threw the ball with all throughout summer and all these different things. Yeah. And I think he's going to have a really good year. I think it's set up for him to have his best year so far, maybe, other than the beginning of his MVP-ish season that he was having. I'm trying to look at it where I put Derek Carr because I have Derek Carr sitting around the like top 10 part of my list. I don't know. I think if I'm comparing to Russell Wilson this year, I think he's going to be better than Russell Wilson this year. So, like, in that alone, I have him at A, but I know a lot of people see him at B, but I'm putting him at A. I'm putting him at A.
Okay. Well, you call it, I'm putting it.
And we're going to go back to back straight into some division. Justin Herbert, the young buck, the one that slipped through the draft a good bit. A lot of teams missed out on this man, and I do not know why. He was the best. He was the best looking quarterback during the NFL Combine.
Yeah.
He was throwing balls on the dot. He did phenomenal things, and he plays for the Chargers now, who have a squad that is honestly one of my predictions to be in the Super Bowl this year is the Chargers. But everyone says the Chargers are going to be in the Super Bowl, and then they end up, it ends up hitting the bucket. It doesn't work out.
The Chargers have always, for the last 7 or 8, maybe even 10 years, have always been considered they're going to be in the Super Bowl, and it just never happens. I know it's a better quarterback, though. I think he's better than Phillip Rivers. He will be, and he will be better in the long run, but we'll see.
Oh, he's definitely going to be better than Phillip Rivers. So where I put him,
I actually really like
Herbert. Herbert is on that edge for me. It's hard for me to put him in elite because he's still so young and he's still developing. But what I've seen so far because of his youth and now having a team that is going to be better, all their wide receivers are healthy. He dealt without. I believe he was either dealt without Eckler, the running back, or Keenan Allen, the wide receiver last year. I can't remember. I always get them mixed up. I think he's going to have an even better year this year. And so I'm putting him in S tier. Okay. I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'm saying it. Where do you have him?
I don't necessarily hate that. When I first seen him play, I want to say it was after the second series, the first time watching him play, I was thinking, oh, he's going to be a problem. Automatic, like his first game, I was like, he's going to be a problem. And then the first game against the Raiders, I was like, oh yeah, he's going to be a problem because he's so good. And the fact, just like you said, how did he fall so far?
Right.
Because when he got picked up, I seen him before the season started. Seen him in all the stuff with the other college recruits, and I was like, he's actually pretty good. Then when he fell to the Chargers, I was like, God damn it! I was like, why they always gotta fall to my enemies, my direct enemies? But I honestly like him, and currently right now he's ranked 3. So being that he's ranked 3, he's technically always considered elite. It's hard for me to want to agree with you, but I want to agree with you because I think he's really good. He's gonna have a great season. Plus, that defense looks a lot better this year too. They've picked up some great pieces for the defense.
A lot better.
And that's kind of been their issue. Well, they always have a pretty good defense, but of course, with injuries and it just kind of falls apart as the season progresses. But they picked up some damn big pieces. So I'm gonna, against my better judgment as a Raiders fan, I'm going to put him in the elite category.
I love it. I like it.
All right, go on. I really like the kid.
I really like the kid too. I see Gavin says Herbert's elite. I agree. He's elite statistically, has had the best start of a career as a quarterback in history of the league. He's at 5, in my opinion. Razor all says crawl before you walk, make the playoffs. That's a good argument as well. Mozzie also agrees elite. He's a great young quarterback. Let's see. Also going back a little bit. Sorry, the comments kind of come through. We're trying to catch up as we're rolling through. St. Marcus says that Carr will have a nice number 1 and 2 receiver with Adams and Renfro. I agree. I think this is going to be a breakout year for Renfro. We're going to see the best year for Renfro this year.
People forget that Carr only had a number of receiver for maybe 3 seasons.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%. Pain Whammy says, hello, non-fiction.
Hello.
Don't go there with Jameis. Oh, he always goes there.
Oh yeah. I got a rile up hoodie. It just makes for good conversation.
I think his mission in life is to rile up hoodie. So yeah, it is what it is. All right. So we're going into the next one. I can't see it. So let me know who it is.
This is why I'm Jared Allen. Like my brain just went kaput. I mean, Josh Allen.
Okay. It's Josh Allen.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and hop into the next one. Josh Allen. I mean, this is easy for me. I'm just saying elite. I don't even think I have to explain myself. His running ability, his throwing ability, and all that he's done. He had his bad, not so good rookie year. He's kind of progressed every single year after that. Yet last year, you could say he declined a little bit from the year before, but I don't think it matters. I think Josh Allen is a dog. I think he's elite. He's my favorite quarterback in the league right now.
I like him, and of course, during the playoffs, we was rooting for him tough. We were rooting for him tough to win. Yeah, we was rooting for him tough. I hate the ending of that game, but I agree with you 100%. Out of 17 games, 63.3%, 4,400 plus yards passing, 6.8 yards per average, 36 TDs, 15 interceptions, 763 yards rushing, 6 TDs, rushing TDs, and only 8 fumbles. He's jumped from 2018 from being 32 in the league to now currently being ranked, I want to say, 6. So I honestly agree. I think they probably can push him a little more on their list, but they got to have Tom Brady higher. So I'll put him in league 2. I'll be honest with you. I like him a lot, a whole lot.
Let's see. Yeah, Josh Allen's obviously elite. Gavin says, if you name the top 3 passing quarterbacks and name the top 3 rushing quarterbacks, Josh Allen is the only one in both of those lists. I agree. He's number 1 quarterback for fantasy. I agree. Josh is elite. Pammy Whammy says, Razor React says, GOAT shit, and he's showing he's clutch. Yeah. To an extent, because hey, look, he did. I mean, he did come in clutch, but they didn't win it. That was upsetting, man. Yeah, they changed the rule for Josh Allen. They changed the rule for Josh Allen, and people are gonna hate on Josh Allen because of that. Sadly, even though Josh Allen was okay with it, he really didn't speak out about it.
I always thought he was very humble about the situation because they originally changed that rule for the Chiefs the first time, and then they changed it again for them, and I was like, that's funny. It's with those
against the Chiefs.
Yeah, against the Chiefs. Right. I was like, that's funny.
So that goes on into Miami's Tua, yeah. Tua, yeah. I always forget Tagovailoa. I think we said that right. I think that was good. That sounded pretty good to me. So Tua, where we rank Tua, man? Tua's in the same situation of Alabama quarterbacks that are coming in that are kind of in their last chance scenario. They just, they're just picking up Hill, the cheetah. We all saw the first pass that looked underthrown, and we were all worried about it, but Miami quickly corrected it, and a couple weeks later showed one that he threw it on the money. They should have posted that one first and not the other one, but that's okay. It happens. Their social media teams gotta get it together. But Tua, I think is I honestly don't think Tua is as good as Jalen Hurts in the NFL yet. They're going, as far as talking about the production that's going to happen this year, they're under new quarterback or a new coaching system. They've had some changes. He did get a better wide receiver, but regardless of what Cheetah has blown smoke into the wind and has said that he's the most accurate quarterback that he's ever worked with, Cheetah, stop doing great PR work, because I have Tua at the C.
Oh, I have him at the C too. Cheetah trying to convince himself for that paycheck. If he didn't want, he could have stayed with the Chiefs and got a little bit less, but no, he got greedy, and of course that put him somewhere else where he had to make it seem like this quarterback is just as good as Patrick Mahomes. Like, you're crazy. What are you smoking? And can I have some? Like, no, it's no way. It's no way he's even close to Patrick Mahomes. And this is a Raiders fan telling you this. That dude is C tier all day. His accuracy is terrible. His arm strength is bad. His timing is bad. Like, I know he's young. Okay, cool. But he's not nowhere near B or A or elite yet.
Man, you almost got him in the basement. I feel like we've taken that basement name too hard, because you like what you just said. You almost, like, are we putting Tua in the basement in the first one? Because I feel like we're being nice. We're giving a lot of C's, because even Trey Lance was kind of on the borderline of C. Are we going to give our first basement? Okay, let's do this right now.
Go ahead.
Tua or Trey Lance? One of them goes to the basement. All right, we'll let chat decide. We're gonna let chat decide,
because I've seen more Tua play than Trey. That's the problem.
So, that's my thing too.
But like I said, Tua's arm strength is bad. His accuracy is bad. His recognition of the open player is bad. Like, it's just, And I know he's still young, so the potential could be anywhere, but no, he has to be either C or a basement.
Okay. All right. Let's put him in the basement then. We're gonna put him there. He's gonna be the first one. Miami fans, don't hate us. Someone's got to go there,
Somebody
and right now he's there. I hope he proves this. I hope he proves this wrong, but we got to put him there. I see. Mozzie said you have to say Tua. Trey hasn't played yet, and I think he has a little more potential than what Tua has. We've seen Tua now for a couple years. I somewhat agree. We haven't seen Trey Lance play much at all. I mean, chat. Let us know. Let us know. We're gonna keep him in basement. Y'all let us know in the chat. Let us know what y'all see. Tua's who's basement, Tua or Trey? Because I don't think they can be at the same level. And honestly, it might turn out that we put both of them in the basement.
I mean,
and that's just being honest.
But I'm just going off of what we've seen. Off of what we've seen, there's little bits of Trey Lance that I've seen. He looked more put together than Tua.
Yeah. And I think you sent me something on Twitter about Trey Lance. Do you remember what it was?
As well.
I think it was Brandon Ayuk that said about it. Pull it up and then just read it out loud, and then we'll like cut it out and put it in here.
Oh, good Lord.
Do you have Twitter up? I can pull Twitter up.
I don't have Twitter up.
I got Twitter.
I mean, let's say like this. He played 13 games. His percentage was decent. 67.8 was good. His passing yards was 2,653 passing yards. His average yards per average was 6.8. He threw for 16 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He ran for 128 yards. We got 3 rushing TDs, and he fumbled the ball 9 times.
Oh, okay. This is what the this crazy comment that came out of 49ers camp from Ray McLeod. I believe that's a younger wide receiver because I've never heard much of him. Mm-hmm. He said that Trey gives him the same type of energy as Josh Allen. That makes me like him less because that's not true. So I'm not even going to add that. We're just going to move on. I think we're just going to move on. That's what we're going to do. We'll give Trey Lance the benefit of the doubt that he could play well, but I think someone has to go in the basement. We're going to say it's Tua. Mozzie said Jameis basement. You suck, Mozzie. I love you. You suck. You can't ask Trey until he gets adequate playing time. I agree. Assess. That's what you meant. Assess. Yeah. All right. So on to the next one. We're going. I think I'm getting a little blurry. Is that Mac Jones?
Mac Jones. Yeah. I don't even.
All right. I'm going.
There's a few of these quarterbacks. I know I've seen their face, but I don't remember none of their names.
Like, I think it's Mac Jones. So,
what is your name? Are you even out of college?
Whenever Pickett comes up, I'm not going to know who it is. But all right. So, all right, guys. So on to the next one. We're going to go ahead and talk about Mac Jones, another Alabama quarterback coming in hot. The Patriots are really talking him up, saying that he's worked out. He's in the best shape of his life. He's looking really good. What I saw last year, Belichick babied him, made him look better than what he was. I don't think he was very good last year. I thought he did what he could with what he had. No, next to 0 wide receivers. Nothing was right. I mean, his number one target or most touchdown passes was his tight end. I'm pretty sure that's the correct stat. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But Mac Jones floats in that same thing, man. Shame with these Alabama quarterbacks right now, like of C and basement for me. I think what I saw last year, he's below Ryan Tannehill.
Oh yeah, I give him that. Yeah, I give him
that. He's below Ryan Tannehill. I think he's even with Trey. Do we put him at C? What are your thoughts?
I wouldn't necessarily put him at basement. I think the potential is there. You know what I'm saying? It's he plays for New England, so therefore I think the what's around him is going to help him become a better player in the long run, quarterback. Because look at Tom Brady, but I can't put him in basement. I don't think he is as bad as Tua. Nowhere near as bad as Tua. He's still young, super young too, but he looked.
He made the Pro Bowl last year.
True. He looked better than Tua. You know what I'm saying? So eyeball test, I'd have to put him at a C, but I'd put him behind Trey Lance.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's put him at C.
Or even behind Tannehill. Sorry. I don't know this dude's name. What was this dude's name?
Oh, I know this dude. This boy right here. He's got that dog in him.
Oh Lord.
He loves mamas. Mr. Zach Wilson. Mr. Zach Wilson for the New York Jets. New York Jets, I think, are an up-and-coming good team. We'll talk about that a little more on our next tier list that's going to come out. So if y'all are here on this video, make sure y'all check out our next video where it's going to show our predictions for wins for each team in the NFL. But Zach Wilson, not very good. The best games that the Jets had last year was whenever, I don't know his first name, White came in and played while Zach Wilson was injured. The best games the Jets had, the only time they made it on ESPN about anything positive was whenever he was not there. And to the basement, you go deep into the trenches. That's where I got you, Zach. I think your team's got a lot of potential. I hope you get better. I hope your team does well. Zach Wilson, though, as of right now, you ride in the basement.
He's immediately a basement player for me, bro. I don't have anything good to say about him at all. Like nothing. Like and I know another young quarterback, so it sucks that these young quarterbacks are getting thrown into the fire so early without learning behind somebody. But just where you're at, you're in a place where they're desperate to get wins, and so no matter who comes in, you're never going to be able to learn behind somebody else because they're desperate. So that in that desperation, they're just going to throw you into the fire every time. And who, it's possible there could be potential with him, but we're never gonna see it with him being there. He's gonna have to go somewhere else.
No.
So, but in that, I agree with you, and it has to go. Basically,
it's the Sam Darnold.
Yes,
it's same Sam Darnold situation that the Jets got themselves into with another quarterback, in my opinion. Yeah. So the man of the hour, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield playing with a little bit of spunk, a little bit of revenge in his heart, and a little hate, still fighting for the number one spot at Carolina. Now with Carolina, who has, Christian McCaffrey is now healed up for now. They have DJ Moore at wide receiver. They have Terrence Marshall from LSU, who we haven't seen much out of. They have their other wide receiver, who I'm forgetting the name. If it comes to me, I'll mention it later. That kind of gave a little hate towards Baker whenever he first got Rodney. What's his name? It's going to kill me. So someone in chat, tell me what the other. I know. It's Ronnie something or something like that. Robbie Anderson. So his other wide receiver, Robbie Anderson, that came out right once the news that they were going to bring in another quarterback, that he kind of supported Sam Darnold and said, don't bring Baker here. So that was interesting. Mm-hmm. Overall, Baker, where do I put him? Baker's heart is bigger than his play style. Baker's heart is better than how he can actually play. I love Baker. I like his physicality. I like his no give up spirit. I love his commercials. His commercials are great. Oh, yeah. If we're ranking commercials, he's elite. But we're ranking his play on the field. And Baker Mayfield, coming off an injury, still fighting for a spot. I got to put him below Jameis. And I got to put him below Jalen Hurts. And I got to put him in the C category. I don't think he's basement, but I have him in C.
Yeah, I don't think he's necessarily basement. But like you said, if we were voting on heart, he's an elite player if he's voting on heart. But
and commercials.
Yeah, and commercials. But yeah, I don't know, man. And of course, where he's going, who knows what's going to happen there. The defense looks pretty okay, but it's just throw him a C. I'm just gonna throw him a C there. I'm just gonna Sorry to anybody who's a fan of Baker Mayfield.
And then coming from there, we're gonna go to Colin Murray. We know nonfiction is not a big fan of Colin Murray. Not a big fan. We know he wanted to be the highest paid quarterback this past offseason. Finally got his contract right before camp. Allegedly doesn't like watching film. He said that's BS, but we don't know. Colin Murray, what does Colin Murray like to do, Nan? Do you remember?
No, I don't.
What does he like to do when he runs? When he runs, what does he do?
What I say?
Scampers.
Yeah, scamper. I was about to say skedaddle, but scamper. Yeah, he scampers.
Colin Murray scampers when he runs. Colin Murray had himself on pace for an MVP season last year.
Yeah.
About halfway through. Lost Hopkins. Had some injuries in the wide receiver category. Was able to get shut down, and defense started learning how to play him after he had those breakout first 6-7 games like he had, and started using his height disability to the defensive advantage. And in the beginning, if we would have done this tier list last year at the midway point, I'm putting him at the A tier. But as of right now, I got to put him at a B. What's your thoughts?
I would have to put him at a B as well. Like they started off. Cardinals started off on fire. They had a good start to the season. I mean, of course, he got injured, was gone for a couple games, came back, and was just never the same. And the fact that he goes on wherever social media, wherever he talked about it, said it's not true that he doesn't like to study film. If that's the case, then why did they put it in your contract? They put in a contract that he had to study film every day. Even though they took it out.
I think it's in everyone's contract, to be honest.
Not like his. Not like his.
Not like his?
No.
Okay.
His was a specific contract, a specific detail that said every day after practice, he had to spend another amount of time studying his playbook. Nobody has that in there. No. That's ridiculous because they're so used to doing it from college until now. You don't have to necessarily ask players to do that. Of course, there's some players that are lazy and don't do it, and we see that on the field. But the fact that it's in your contract, it's notated where they made a point to say you have to do this. They took it out to make him look good, but they still want him to stay. Yeah,
the thing is too with it is that some of the best players in the NFL, it's not just that there are so many talented guys that come into the NFL. Every guy, every person, every position that comes to the NFL, they're in there because they are the top X amount of people in the country and, some parts of the world that have played it. That's the reason why they're there. What separates the bad, the good, the average, and the great and the elite is the study of the game and how they're able to analyze the game and take it seriously and become a student of the game that they're playing. And like that, it's a shame that came out. And I really hope he kind of shuts the door on that. But because I like Colin Murray. I had him in my fantasy. He did me well for a little bit. I don't have no hate, but things that are coming out and the way that he approached this offseason gave a very bad taste in my mouth as far as things go. And I can't put him in the A anymore.
I mean, after Pro Bowl, he got upset, took all the Cardinals stuff off his social media, only had up his stuff from college. Because they didn't want to talk contract at that time. Like
you're too young and not good enough to do that.
You're acting like a child though. You know what I'm saying? Like this is your job. So act like it's your job. Don't just throw a fit because they don't want to talk to you about your contract when you want to talk about it. You don't have that control. You still have years on your contract. So you don't have that kind of control.
Definitely. So I agree.
I think the fact that the rumor of him being spoiled brat, I think it's true. I know it's a rumor, but I think it's true. I think he's been coddled most of his career.
He scampers like a child, acts like a child. I'm just kidding. That was terrible. But I see. I let's see. Who said something? Put him on the B. Razor React says, give him a pass. However, he should have sat out. We're talking about Baker. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think he should have sat out, but that comes into his heart. I hate, and I've talked about it before. I hate how Cleveland traded Baker. Do I think you go and grab Deshaun Watson? Do I think you go grab him over Baker? Yes, but the way they handled it was terrible because that dude is brought them to a playoffs for the first time in 9-8 years, 10 years, so whatever it was. They treated him bad, and that was a shame. Mozzie says Colin Murray's a B, low A, high B. I agree. I think he has potential to be an A, but I got him as a B right now for sure. And I have got to take a restroom break, so I'm going to do that. Guys, just to let you know, when we do these videos, we're going to cut them out, and we're probably going to have to do this as like a part 1 and part 2. I'm kind of thinking, because I'm liking the information we're giving with right now. The team one for the video, for the actual video. No, this when we actually do the video. Okay. Yeah, but guys, we do have a premiere video that's coming out at 11:30. I'm not going to push it back anymore. I'm just going to keep it there. After this ends, make sure y'all go and show some love to that video if y'all are interested in some NRL content, because it's going to be a banger of a video. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick, and then we'll get back and try to fly through the rest of this list.
Okay. Razor says they did do Baker bad as far as letting him know. However, he was. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know if I would say Baker was acting childish, because when they kind of left him up in, where he was just kind of in purgatory, he didn't know what he was going to do. He just kind of got off social media, didn't really say much. I know he said something like right when it happened, but for the most part, he just left it alone. And then when everything for Deshaun Watson started going worse and worse, and they were talking contracts, but also talking court cases and the potential victims of the situation, he didn't say anything. And I actually commended him for not saying anything, because he could have been petty at that moment. He could have been petty and said some stuff. But he didn't say anything, and I kind of respected him for that. I respect him for just sticking to, this still wanting to be traded. If you're not going to play me, then trade me. But I hated how Cleveland was kind of this, stringing him along and just say, hey, we're not going to trade you. We're not going to trade you just yet until we get everything situated and find out how much money the dude owes. And we're going to bless him in his contract so he can make sure he can pay everything. Yeah, that's a theory that I thought of too. And then after that, then they finally trade him only when they had everything set in stone. It's like, but it's Cleveland. There's certain organizations I think are just terrible organizations, and that owners need to relinquish their ownership and sell those teams. And Cleveland is one of them. Detroit is another.
And it's a shame that Cleveland is like that too, because they're one of the founding teams.
Yeah, the history is so great.
A lot of young cats don't know that. Like, they're like, oh, why the Browns? Like what a weird name for a team. It's named after one of the founders of the NFL.
But people know that, though.
Yeah, people have no idea. Just Cleveland fans. That's what I'm saying. They don't realize that. And then the one thing about so do the Dolphins. Yes, agreed.
I'm like, people. That's why we're like, people. But they talk trash on the radio, but y'all need not, because if not for us, they wouldn't be NFL. We're the reason the NFL came together.
Right. Well, and then the thing with Baker and Ford, because we want to continue and with everything that's going on, but when we the one thing that came out with Baker after the initial conversation, which he did talk out of his emotions. I mean, that's just this day and age. People they go on Twitter, they go on Facebook, they go on Instagram, they post stuff, and they probably should just keep their mouth shut and let their emotions settle before they post anything. But the only time after that he talked about the actual situation was on a podcast. I know most of us have all seen it.
Yeah.
The guy that he was on the podcast with is actually a musician that I follow, that I've been following now for over 10 years. And that little segment that they took out of is a 30 to 45 second clip of the only thing somewhat negative that he talked about. In the whole hour podcast, he talked positive things about the experience that he's had in Cleveland, about different things like that. But that's not what feeds media, and that's not what feeds clicks. And we're in a world of clicks and retweets and likes and shares, and then that's just what the world is today, and it's a shame.
Also, before we get into the next one, there's only 3 elite quarterbacks, and one of them ain't it. All right, what's up, Nate? Welcome back to the channel. So, also for you guys, if there's ever a moment in the stream that you think is entertaining, funny, or just a good clip, you go ahead and clip it. So we'll see it. We can repost, and if we're able to repost stuff, we repost.
Can you click on your phone? Clip on your phone? I don't think you can.
I don't know if you can on your phone, but I know you can do it on the website itself.
Okay, I got you. So if y'all are on a laptop or on a desktop, and y'all can clip something that y'all see is funny,
yeah, you can clip
or entertaining or good facts or anything like that. Yeah, definitely go and clip it.
You can clip on your phone.
I've never clipped anything on YouTube. I'm assuming that it just comes to us, but clip it, share it to us, and then that way we can have some good content.
Yeah, that's really working on to
TikTok
make it more usable.
And Instagram.
Yeah. So yeah.
But let's go into it. Is this I'm blurry again. Teddy?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
No, not Teddy.
No, it's not Teddy. Gino. Okay. All right. So next man up, we're gonna go ahead to the Seahawks. I think we should do both of them at the same time. I think, is that them? I think Gino. Where's Drew Lock at too? You see Drew Lock on there?
They're back to back.
They're back to back.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, put him in the basement.
I know you was gonna say that, but I'm with it. Let's go.
Put him in the basement.
Let's go.
Geno, Drew Lock, you haven't shown me anything. Geno, great coming out of college, had a lot of potential. I think he came into the league a little too early. I think Geno, if he would have came into the league now, we'd be talking about something different, but he's got a lot of age on him now. He isn't that guy anymore. Drew Lock is just Drew Lock. He's gotten time again. The only highlight that we've gotten of Drew Lock is him jamming out to some rap song and rapping the whole thing and like banging and stuff like that. That's the only highlight we got of Drew Lock.
That's what he was with Denver. So, I remember that. He got
this. Yeah, so I mean, this ain't the karaoke bar. This ain't a rap session. We ain't in the studio. Drew Lock, you in the basement. Geno, I'm sorry you came a couple years too early, but you in the basement as well, my friend.
Also suffered to the wrong teams he should never been on, but yeah,
I agree with that as well.
That's a great collective right there in the basement.
That's a good collective. We're right there. I think, and I still think Tua's like on that edge, but like someone had to be the first one. Yeah. Someone had to be the first one.
Somebody. It's his inauguration.
And I believe the next guy that coming up is Daniel Jones, the worst draft pick in NFL history. I'm going to say it now. New York Giants. My God, y'all went from a guy like Eli Manning. I know Eli Manning's, history. Like, some people think she belong in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he should, but he beat the GOAT twice in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you went from that to getting a guy from Duke. Duke has one of the worst, and I know this was years ago, they have one of the most college football organizations out of all college football. And they go and pick Daniel Jones. And, put him in the basement. Huh? I mean, do you have anything to add?
I'll put him right there. No, No. I was trying to think of some positives. I mean, besides the fact the team he plays for, it's a historic team with a lot of history, but
definitely. And I think they have a great young wide receiver, and I think I might be saying his first name wrong, Kadarius Toney. I think he's going to be a pretty good wide receiver. Apparently, he's been showing out really well in camp. I got him on my draft board. Gavin, don't steal it. But he's basement. He's basement. There's quarterbacks in college that I'd pick over him right now. There's quarterbacks in high school that I would give a chance over Daniel Jones from what I've seen. Actually, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to cut that part out.
Who are you saying is muted? Because I can see everybody's things.
Oh yeah, hold up, Razor. Is someone actually muted? Hey, someone else in chat. Can you hear both of us?
Are you messing with us?
Razor, are you a troll, bro?
Are you still muted on your mic and I can hear you? Because I can hear you behind the scenes.
I don't think so. Who on B? Because I can't see. BT. We know you can see Hoodie. Hoodie. Hey, look, guys. Type in 1 if you can hear both of us. Okay, Hoodie said I can hear both of us. Okay, Razor, you might have to just refresh. I've had that issue with YouTube sometimes. Just close out and then come back in. All right, so you good, Non? I see you looking down.
Just reading a message from my sister.
Here comes Nate. Nate's coming back with the classic troll. I knew Nate. Nate hasn't trolled us in a while.
Yeah.
He's
been pretty laid back the last couple streams.
I know he's been nice to us for once. It's been enjoyable. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. Who in between Jameis Winston and Hurts? That is actually I can't see either because I'm blurry on my end.
Kyler.
Who we have? Oh, Colin Murray. Murray.
So up next we got Mr. Lamar Jackson.
All right. So up next we're gonna go ahead and move into Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens and a lot of the NFL's favorite quarterback. A lot of people got him in the top 5. Majority of them got him in the top 10. They love what he does with the rushing game. His passing game ain't all there. They like to say he's never had options at the wide receiver, which I won't disagree with. But Lamar has got to do more as a quarterback to me. And maybe that's just me and my classic thinking. And, being a Saints fan, watching Drew Brees, growing up and like enjoying a pocket passer. Lamar is very good. I do not put Lamar in elite. I don't think he's nowhere near elite yet. I think Lamar has to go ahead and throw, like we said earlier, 3,500 yards. I wouldn't even say 35. I would say if he could throw 32 to 3,500 yards and have a 800 to 1,000 yard rushing season and do that on a consistent basis, then I would have him in my elite category. But Lamar has never thrown or has never had yards from scrimmage over 4,000 yards, except for, I believe, once, maybe twice in his career. And the one being his MVP season, which was amazing. When I look at Lamar, I mean, I think he's above some guys. He's definitely above the guys on the B category. He's nowhere near elite. He's in the A for me.
I can understand what you're saying because I think he is above the guys in the B category, but I also can put him at a high B just because I know last season the offensive line was bad, but he still didn't play as good as he should have. And then the team, I don't know if it was a quarterback situation or if it was a scheme situation, but they lost 6 games in a row at the end of the season, all by a touchdown or a field goal because they just the gameplay or decision making was just that bad. And I know that's a combination of offensive coordinator calls, coach calls, and QB calls. So I mean, I think the potential is there. I like Lamar. I definitely think it's there, but I definitely don't think he's elite. I know everybody has him up there. Most of the time when you see ranks, they have him up there, but he's not elite. Like I said, I do think he's better than Jameis and the guys at B. And he can fit in A, but I personally would put him at the top of B until we get through more of this list. I might move him to A. That's just me.
You know what? That I think that's exactly where we put him. You know what, guys? Let us know. Baltimore Ravens fans, Lamar fans, come tell us why he's an A. Let us know in the comments why he's an A in your opinion, or why he's elite in your opinion. We're gonna put him at a B because I don't 100% disagree. I was on the fence of A and B. I think overall he has the potential to be very good. And in his past he's had that one MVP year, which was crazy, but still, it's hard. So B it is.
I mean, he threw for less than 3,000 yards. He had almost the same amount of interceptions that he did touchdowns last season. So I don't know, man. Like he has to clean it up to really be considered A or elite for me.
Definitely. Pammy Whammy says, have a early morning, gentlemen. We'll catch the playback. Good night. All right, Pammy. Hey, appreciate you stopping by. Pammy, just letting you know, if you don't want to check the whole playback, we're going to have everything cut up and be a little bit short. We're going to post those as individual videos. So if you want to see those shortened up, they'll be posted probably early next week is probably the ideal time to see those. But thank you, Pammy. Appreciate you stopping by. Much love. Mozzie comes back. We know he's a Lamar fan. Mozzie says he didn't play 6 of those games. That's true. That is a good point, Mozzie. He did not play the 6 of those games. Never had a good O-line. Very true. Very true. Let's see. I saw one comment I really wanted to read. One of them was, if Colin Murray's a B, then Lamar's a B. I'm kind of right there with you, man. I agree with that statement 100%.
People do kind of say they're similar players. One's just taller than the other, So I have heard that comparison a lot. But, we'll see.
And even Mozzie says, yeah, everybody puts him in B, but I respect it because he was pretty poor last year. Good. I'm glad. Thank you. Appreciate that.
That's all. Yeah.
The basement's getting crowded. That's important. Look, there's quarterback is a position that you got to have a good quarterback to win football. And we're going to give it to you straight. We'll give it to you straight.
What is this dude's name? I don't remember his damn name.
This is Pickett, I believe.
Oh, for Pittsburgh.
What's his first name? You sent it to me earlier.
Yeah.
Look it up.
I don't have that page open no more. I had to close stuff down so we could stream properly.
Yeah, me too. Kenny. Okay.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett. Yeah.
All right, so let's do. Do you see is Trubisky over there somewhere? Do you see Trubisky? I think that's him, bottom left. Is that him?
Oh yeah, right here. I was looking at what's that?
Can you put him right next to him so we do both of them at the same time?
Okay.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and hop on over to the Steelers. All right, so we're going to go and talk about the Steelers quarterbacks, Kenny Pickett and Mitchell Trubisky. Mitchell Trubisky, again, another one of those draft picks that the Chicago Bears went ahead and did a couple years ago. Instead of picking up Patrick Mahomes and a couple other quarterbacks, but Patrick Mahomes is probably the most memorable one over that they decided to pick. When Pickett's a rookie, he's coming from Pitt. This class of quarterbacks this past draft was not very high. Pickett showed the best, to some people, showed the best potential as far as like size and different things like that with them. But, I know someone just said our basements is getting heavy. We got 5 people in there. I hate to throw him in the basement as a rookie, but from what I'm hearing from the training camp over with the Pittsburgh Steelers is that it's not looking very good. And Mitchell Trubisky, I could put Trubisky in the same line as a Trey Lance maybe, and maybe as a Mac Jones, but I don't know. I mean, what do you think? I'm gonna let you be the deciding factor on this one.
So we're gonna put the Rook in the basement just because we haven't seen anything. So he doesn't get a vote. So basement it is because he just barely stepped off the bus. So we can't even vote him out. We can leave him blank too. We don't have to vote him anywhere. Now as far as Trubisky, when he came into the league and he's playing, I kind of liked him. I thought there was potential there, but then it just went away. It went away like Thanos at the end of Endgame. It just dusted away. Like what happened to you? You showed some great little sparks of good athletic ability, good decision making. Then all of a sudden it was like it just stopped. Like what? So I mean, he might have to join the house party in the basement. I mean, it's a basement for a reason.
I mean, look, it's becoming a club. Yeah. I mean, honestly, look, the basement sounds like a sick nightclub. It sounds like a sick nightclub. So I think if you're with it and you're with put them in there and stacking it up, we told you guys, we're gonna be brutally honest. We're coming in here. We're not trying to make friends. We're trying to make enemies. We're real fans. We're giving you our real fans opinion, and we want those of you that are real fans of your team to tell us why we're wrong. We're okay to debate, and we're willing to understand and
totally okay.
Learn some knowledge. Let us know.
Mozzie said Trubisky's basement is his ceiling. Is there anything lower?
Wait, who said that?
Mozzie.
Oh my goodness, that's
good.
That's tough.
I love that.
Tough.
I love that.
Hoodie said, "Don't forget, got those who say Lamar with Jameis. Oh no, Jameis had a bang up O-line and no receiver, still did his thing. Plus, Jameis proved he can throw the ball to 4,000 feet." Yeah, and that's why I think they are like right around the same level. I think James has showed peaks. He's also showed floors. He showed peaks. He's also showed floors. So I mean, they both could potentially be in that A list next year, depending on how the season goes. Mozzie said Pickett is a C, hasn't played. So yeah, that's why we explained we're gonna put him in the basement because we just haven't seen him, and I don't think there's enough out of college to say that he's gonna come out and be great. He's the only rookie quarterback that's up for a starting spot.
Yeah, we can
this year. I think maybe Desmond Ridder with Marcus Mariota in Atlanta. That there has been some talks about that, but we didn't put him on the list. Let's see. Yeah, Nate said 2 comments in a row got censored by YouTube. So sick of censorship. Yeah, my bad. Nate, normally it shows us if you curse us on when we can accept or decline it. I didn't see those comments. If I missed them, I tried to scroll back and I didn't see them. My bad. We have our censorship thing set to where it holds most comments, just because we've had streams in the past where it's been like really raunchy and bad, or people like talking badly to guys in chat, and we just don't like that here. But whatever you said, if you could take the curse word out, we'll be able to read it. Ravens line was worse though. Not a fan of typing comments and then being shot down by YouTube. Yeah. No fun. Yeah, that is no fun at all. Sorry about that, man. Later, guys. All right, Nate. Hey, check you later. Check you next time, bro. Have a great rest of your day.
Yes,
Enjoy the rest of your time at work and all that good stuff. He also got a year with Buffalo. His game has definitely improved. All right, Razor. Mozzie, we're so line, but I have a top 3 tight end and Hollywood Brown and Bateman. Like, come on, man. That is contra. I don't think I consider Bateman good last year at all. His tight end is crazy. I forgot about his tight end earlier. Nothing terrible at all, just frustrating. Yeah, I get you, Nate. I'm sorry, man. Like I said, normally it shows us what is censored,
I don't know. I didn't see anything.
If you can send us a screenshot of what you sent, so we can figure out why, we can fix that, because we don't want people's comments to just disappear.
I'm scrolling up and I don't see it nothing being held, so I don't know what it was.
Yeah, sorry about that, Nate. We pretty much allow every comment to go through, unless you're like deliberately just being rude to a viewer. Y'all can be rude to us for the most part. We don't care. But if you're being rude or disrespectful to a viewer, we block those. But other than that, we let most things slide. Sorry about that, Nate.
So I added a tier. Add a tier, put an NA tier, and I put Pickett in the NA tier. Just because he doesn't really have any real, he hasn't done anything.
I agree. How was decent but not great.
YouTube has been stepping up their moderation, so sometimes it's not even us. It's just now that because they're trying to take the live stream side of YouTube much more serious. So they're trying to put in more stuff, and then they want to start working on blocking those bots that come in. So we do apologize for that, Nate.
All right, so let's. Okay, he just sent me the photo. Let me look at the photo real quick.
Okay. Razor said, "I'm serious, bro. I saw Mitchell Daly, Ken Dorsey, and Brian DeBall are very good with QBs. I have heard that. Like I said, I like Mitchell Trubisky. I want to see him do better, and we'll see what where he goes from here."
What? Nate, Nate? Are you blocked? Nate, if you're still in here, I'll message you and we'll have a conversation with Non has some YouTube support guys that we might be able to figure out why that's happening, because that's ridiculous. You didn't say anything wrong. One was good news is there's a guy in the A tier who can drop back. Prawny J be smoking the Homer Chronic. I can see me smoking and chronic, but that's not a reason to block.
And that's not any words that I have blocked on the stream. So.
No, exactly. And then another one is stuff. Right. And then another one is, wait, what Winston and Lamar right next to each other? They are at least 2 levels apart all day. Homer, Zach, going to be easy beat in fantasy. LOL. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with either of those. Nate, I don't know if you have you might actually have a block on your channel or something like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay. While he's checking that, we'll hop back into it in just a second, guys. I know we're going long, man, but I do like it. Hoodie, I just saw your text message. I'm gonna read in a second. I'm serious, bro. I saw Mitch Daly, Ken Dorsey, and Brian Daboll are very good with quarterbacks. Interesting.
It doesn't even show.
I have a question. When's the last time a Bears quarterback was successful? Laugh aloud. I'll wait. Jay Cutler. I thought Jay Cutler had a couple good years before he started smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, I don't. There's nothing. There's not a single thing that shows. That's weird.
Ooh, Hoodie has a really good question. Hoodie, I do want to talk about that. I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot your question. I'm not gonna answer it today because we're already going past time that we wanted to be on here. But we can add that to our podcast because I actually really do enjoy that question.
Yeah, see, it's weird that it just blocked those two because I see everything else that you have posted, but it doesn't show on. I'm looking on the studio side of YouTube where I can see everything. It doesn't even show anything that was held, and there's no marks by anything that says it was an issue or anything. So that's kind of weird. That could have been just a random glitch, to be honest, and because you've been here.
Yeah,
you've been our streams way
too
much.
Now.
Yeah, you've been our streams way too much, and we've never marked you we never silenced you or blocked you from streams.
We've only blocked one person, and that's because they were being disrespectful to Skyla. That's the only time. Even Omar and all of his trolling, we never blocked him. We timed him out once, but that was it. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go through these last couple comments real quick, and then we're gonna hop back into this. We're gonna start flying through the rest of these guys. I think a lot of these are pretty easy ones, and then we're gonna hop into the win predictions for each team. Drift said, "Yep. If I was saying something wrong stuff, sure, but chronic, I have two different. Yeah, I agree. I don't know why that's blocked at all. We'll check into our settings and figure out why, because even if it was blocked, we should be able to accept it. Yeah. That's the issue that
we didn't have an option to accept anything, so that's kind of weird. I'm just looking at the settings right now.
Yeah, Razor React said Rex Grossman had make sure it's not that new thing that they're trying to do. Make sure that's unclicked.
Oh, on the bottom. Yeah, I'll check that too.
Yeah,
I'll check that.
Rex Grossman has got them in the playoffs and a deep run. Yeah, Jay Cutler as a career wise is definitely C at best, but like he had years of playing really good. But they also had a really great running back in Matt Forte, who's played for Tulane, which is not too far from me. You to be different, yeah, facts. Does it not like long comments? No, it shouldn't be that, Nate, because that comment wasn't that long. I really don't know why. We really don't know.
Yeah, that increased.
We'll figure it out and get it fixed.
That one that's an experiment tier is not selected, so it shouldn't have.
It shouldn't have done it.
It should have done it.
Because the only thing the only thing that we have is where things are held for review where we can accept. So any live comment, we should be able to decide whether it's accepted or not. It shouldn't just automatically be just disappeared. So I don't know why we're having that issue. All right. Let's go ahead and hop right back in. You ready, Non?
Yeah.
I know we're trying to figure that out, but we're gonna have to look at it afterwards or talk to support. We have screenshots now, so we can send it to them and ask them what's going on.
Okay.
All right. So Davis Mills. I'm a Davis Mills fan.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm a Davis Mills fan, not because he had an amazing year, but because he did okay enough over at the Texans with that crap hole of a organization that they have going on over there and dealing with, the year of getting rid of Watson and dealing with all of that stuff. And I thought he did as best as what he could coming in for the few games that he did play. I thought he looked decent.
Yeah.
Part of me as liking him, I want to put him at C tier, but I could also see him on the on our basement category. I mean, what is your thoughts? And we haven't seen much of him.
We haven't seen much of him, but I do think he has a pretty good arm. I think he has a pretty big arm. He can throw on the run. There's some things where he can get, when he gets hot, he can get hot and stay hot for a while and make some good decisions. But then when he's cold, he's cold. You know what I'm saying? So
ice cold.
I don't know if I want to put him in the basement. Like if C tier gets lower, I wouldn't mind putting him at the bottom of C tier. I mean, if we put him in the basement, he's going to be above Tua. Even though we've seen more of Tua.
I'm kind of right there with you, man. Tua is definitely the bench, the high mark.
The base,
he's the high mark of the base. I could see him at C. We put him there because we had to put someone there. Now it's getting crowded. Now we're getting happy with C tier quarterbacks. But let's put him in C. Let's put Davis Mills there.
I'm okay with that. And I'll put him back there. That's a good place for him.
All right. And next up is that Matt Ryan?
Yes, sir.
All right. Next up, Matt Ryan. Former Atlanta Falcon, now over with the Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis Colts has been trying so many different quarterbacks over there. They went through Carson Wentz. They went through Phillip Rivers coming out of retirement. I don't remember who their quarterback was before then, if you want to be completely honest with you. Matt Ryan.
He was one of them.
Okay, yeah. Matt Ryan, to me, honestly, he had some really good glory years with the Atlanta Falcons, but I think the Atlanta Falcons really made his career look worse than what he was. I think Matt Ryan's a really good quarterback. He's up in age now. Yeah. His arm isn't there what it used to be, but Matt Ryan is a great quarterback. I definitely can't put him basement, and I don't think I can put him C. I can't put him A. No. But I think I could put him B, right in between, either right behind Jalen Hurts or just in front of him.
I would put him I can't put him A or E, and I'd C. I think he's better than everybody in C. So I would agree putting him on B tier, and if I put him somewhere, It'll probably be after Murray on B tier.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the potential is there. Of course, like you said, he is up in age. He had some decent games, but most of his decent games really came against really bad teams. So that's just him, going off his normal ability and just destroying teams who just have bad defenses, and that's what he's good at. He's good at, period. But I would say B tier, and I'll put him before Jalen.
There we go. Trevor Lawrence over at the Jaguars, the superstar coming out of Clemson, was predicted to be the most NFL competent quarterback to come into the league in decades. Trevor Lawrence did not show us much last year. He's in an organization. This goes back to conversations that you and me have had about how it's unfortunate for some players that will never know how really good they will be because of who they're drafted by. And for that reason, I think Trevor Lawrence could be very good. I don't think he's basement. I think he's C tier for me.
He's definitely not basement. I think potential is really there with him. Like, it is unfortunate the team that he's on. I mean, and everyone will say, like, okay, last season wasn't the greatest season, but he still threw for 3,600 yards. His passer rating just under 60%, 12 pass TDs, 17 interceptions, 333 yards on the ground. He had 2 rush TDs and 9 fumbles. And his best game just happened to come the last game of the season when he knocked out
against
the
Colts.
and it was just a great game. He played. I won't say he played out of his mind, but he played one of his more complete games. It just sucks that it was the last game of the season, so there was no momentum to be able to be built off of that. But basement, I will not say basement. I won't even put him there yet. But I can agree and say C tier.
And I would honestly, as far as rankings go, C tier, I think I put him in front of everybody except for Ryan Tannehill.
I was actually thinking right before Baker, so we're on the same page.
All right. And then we're going to go into Chicago's quarterback, another guy that had a lot of expectations coming out of college, Justin Fields. Mr. Justin Fields has a very multi-talented skill set, but he plays for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
And his number one wide receiver is a guy named Darnell Mooney, who played well whenever Justin Fields finally stepped in that starting position over Andy Dalton. This is where, like, I start seeing, like, the difference of, like, do I want to move Tua up to C tier? Because I don't know if I saw enough to put him above Tua, but I also don't think that I don't think he's basement.
Yeah.
I think he's C tier.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
What do you think? I definitely have him above Davis Mills, and I think I have him above Trey Lance. So I feel like I have him in that C tier for sure.
But you don't have him above Tua, so that means we have to move Tua up. That means
it's just because I've seen more of Tua. I think his potential is higher. I mean, what do you think? I mean, you tell me. I feel like we got a lot of basement guys. Should we move Tua up to C?
Yeah, we'll move Tua up to C. Should we put him behind Baker?
Tua above Baker?
No, behind Baker.
No, because then we're saying that he's better than Trey Lance, and I don't know if he is. I think we go back a little bit. We say that he's above Davis Mills, and I think we put Mooney right in front of. I think we put Mooney. I don't know. You tell me. Put it where you think it. This is where it gets hard. This is where it starts getting complicated as we're seeing these names roll out. Like, we're doing our comparison.
Just because, I mean, he didn't have the greatest season. But like you said, he's with the Bears. So that just... I'm going to put him at the end of C. But by the end, he may end up in the basement. I'm going to be honest. He may end up in the basement.
All right, and we should do the same thing with Sam Darnold. we got Darnold. I have Darnold behind Baker. I got Darnold in the basement. I think he's had enough time in his career in the NFL to show that he can be something. And he's still very young. He should be a known starter, and he just isn't. And I don't think he should start on any team. I can't see him starting over any of the players, even in the not available spot. I got him at the bottom of the basement.
I mean, he was once ranked 36, and he was an active starting QB. So that's not good when there's only 32 teams. I definitely got to put him in the basement. And I guess because of his experience, Do we just put him at the top of the basement?
No.
Right there, maybe?
I put him in the bottom of the basement.
You put him in the bottom?
I put him in the bottom of the base. He shouldn't be starting. I don't think he should be starting.
I just think the last two are not worth spots on teams. But I mean, I'm with it.
I feel that. I feel that. We'll put him there. I think Zach Wilson's better than Geno and the other guy, but we'll let it rock. I think he's behind there, and I think Darnold's above Geno and Drew.
I'm good with that.
All right.
Darnold just like, what happened to you, bro?
Nate,
go ahead.
Nate said we're going to be debating this till 3 a.m. I know we're we like to talk. All this content that's been going on now for like 2.5 hours. We're going to cut this down into 30 minutes. Just letting you guys know. Y'all get the full extent. Hoodie texted me, said to read his comment. I'm trying to see where Hoodie's comment is. Lawrence had a better year than Fields. I could put him C, but behind Trevor for sure. Sandown should be below the basement. Y'all haunted house option. He haunted house. Okay, that's the comment he said. Sam Darnold should be below the basement. Y'all have a haunted house option. He do be seeing ghosts. So as the request of our chat, we're adding a haunted house option. And Sam Darnold is going in the haunted house.
Chat wins.
I love that. That's hilarious.
So
all right. Finally, we're about to get into some good quarterbacks. We should have organized this a little. We should have flexibility. We should have made the flexibility of this a little bit better. We just threw him in there.
This is fine because we got to talk crap for like an hour and a half, so it's okay.
That's true. This is gonna start getting easy. Joey B. Joe. Yo, Joey ice cold, man. Joey, he doesn't pick his own swag. He has Jamar Chase to do that for him. But Joey B's an A tier.
I agree.
I know he went to the Super Bowl last year. He's definitely not elite. He needs a couple more years under his belt to be considered in that opinion. I do have him below Justin Herbert, and I know people will say Justin Herbert hasn't proved anything, hasn't made the playoffs, hasn't done this, but just based off of an eye.
I'll say eye test.
Based off of an eye and things like that, I got to put him at A. I could argue that he's above Justin Herbert, but I really like what Herbert. There's something about Herbert that I think is special, and that's going to carry for him for a long time in his career. I think Burrow is the same way, and I think we could see Burrow being elite. I just want to see last year being less of a fluke. I want it to be less than a fluke.
Yes. Even though
what do you think of Joey?
If it will be. I don't know if it will be.
I don't think it will be either. I think he's going to be good.
I think he's going to be good, but I don't know if the path's going to be as smooth as it was last season.
Yeah, I mean, and it's something I'm not going to put in the video, but when I look at Joey B and I look at Justin Herbert, it hurts me as an LSU fan. After the LSU Tigers won the national championship, Joey B was up at the bar that I was at, passing out glasses of champagne. Joey B is a real dude. He is amazing. He is going to be an amazing quarterback, but there's still certain parts about his game, including just how, I don't know, I want to say how risky he is, but there's certain elements that I still need to see improve at the NFL level to make him elite. He's obviously still A, and he's always going to be A. He'll never drop below that in any years. But to get him to be an elite, it's going to be hard. Justin Herbert has just shown me things that I feel like he's going to consistently improve every year. And with the team that he has this year is why I got Herbert up there. And I could argue that he's A, but that's a hard one, man. That is a hard one.
I'm good with it.
Next
up is your favorite player.
Mr. Deshaun Watson. Mr. Deshaun Watson coming up. And we really had opinions on whether or not to put him in here. You know, he was drafted by the Browns. We don't know if he's going to play this year. We know what Deshaun has done in his seasons before, if we're judging him based off of, you know, previous to the allegations and things like that. And the more and more I see his name pop up and I see him in this feed and on this tier list, I don't want to rank him.
Okay, so you're kind of in the same. You're kind of where I'm at too. Like I don't like, because one, he didn't play, so that's one thing. Two is you don't deserve to be ranked right now. You need to just get your life straight. Get your life straight.
I agree.
He
Put him in the
massage therapist list. Hysterical. Only because of how bad he has been. We're gonna throw him down there right now. Throw him in a haunted house. Let him work with his demons. Let him exercise his demons in a haunted house.
All right. There's no massage therapist at the haunted house. There's none of them. He'll be okay down there. Marcus Mariota.
So how we got Kirk Cousins way back there?
Started quarterbacks. Marcus Mariota, starting quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons, has had a shot over with the Tennessee Titans, moved over to the Raiders as a backup, now starting for the Atlanta Falcons. And I like Marcus Mariota over at Tennessee. I like the way he used his legs. He's up in age now, though, and he's not on the level of these C-tier guys. I don't even know if I want to put him with the basement guy now that we've added a new tier.
Yeah. I mean, he was with the Raiders, and he was a backup. And, of course, when they brought him in, it was specialized packages for him. So, it was mostly run passes. I think he may have threw maybe twice, and everybody got excited. Like, he should be starting quarterback. No, he should not. Because the next play after that, he almost threw an interception, and they pulled him. So, I don't know if I would want to put him in the basement. I would probably put him C tier. But
you put him C? No, I can't put him C.
I don't think I could put him in the basement though. I don't think he's basement material.
All right, we'll let chat decide, because I think he's basement. I don't think he's C at all.
Okay, well then where in the basement would you like him to go?
Where in the basement?
Yeah.
Definitely behind Daniel Jones.
Okay.
We got, is that Trubisky next?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think he's right there.
Okay. Next player. Let's keep moving.
All right. Next one, Matthew Stafford. Super Bowl champion. Loved him with the Detroit Lions. Thought he was underappreciated by everybody in the league. Everyone hates when I say this. He was Patrick Mahomes before Patrick Mahomes. He did the no-look passes. He did everything, but he played for the Detroit Lions. He finally got a shot over with the Rams, with an organization that wanted to build a team around him, with probably a little bit of help from the NFL. He's A tier, easily.
I agree with you, A tier. He's not an elite quarterback to me, but he's a good quarterback, and I've always liked him. I like his determination. I like how. Just go back and look at some of his best games before he became, got with the Rams. Just the one where he injured and threw his shoulder out and still was playing like that. If you don't take a leader like that, like, I give him A tier all day. And just because he won Super Bowl, I'm going to put him right there.
Coming up next, we got Jared Goff, the current Detroit Lions quarterback, someone that got so much hype because he played for the Rams whenever they first officially switched. I believe the first officially switched over to LA.
Yeah, that hype was big.
Jared Goff, man, what do I got to say about Goff? Your ass, like, bro, Goff is a joke, man. Look, Goff, nah, man. I just don't like Goff. I don't think I could put him basement. But he's definitely not above C tier. I don't have him above Tannehill. As far as potential wise, I don't have him above Trevor Lawrence.
You have him above Tua?
I think he's in that range, somewhere between Baker, Mack, and Trey Lance.
I would put him only because I haven't seen enough of Trey Lance. I put him in front of Trey Lance just for right now. That's the only reason. That's the only reason I haven't seen enough. But also can say, his last season, the quarterbacks he threw to weren't really top tier quarterbacks, so that could be part of it too. But regardless, he has not really produced like everyone thought he was supposed to. So I agree on C tier. Like I said, I put him right before Trey Lance just because I haven't seen enough Trey Lance. That's just me.
I agree. Put him there.
We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait.
Oh, we're gonna put those. Oh, okay. So next up, we got Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is, I think, we talked about a little bit before stream. You think Kirk Cousins shouldn't be in the league? Is what you said to me.
He is and
that's crazy.
He is a great field manager, and that's about it.
Kirk Cousins, to me, man, is the most.
He's known for he's a meme now. He has become a meme, bro.
I just think he's so he does the same thing every year. He doesn't get better. He really doesn't get worse. And but I think he's above some of the C tier guys, but he's definitely not up there with the B tier.
No, I don't think he's up there with the B tier.
I think I lead him in front of the C tier. I think I got him up in front.
In front. Okay. And I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'm okay with that. I'm just not a fan of his at all. I watch games with him and seen potential, then to see him just throw it away so many times, just because I think he gets full of himself. But that's just me.
All right.
You like that? Yeah.
You like that? That's why he's average of the pack. Get him at C. We're gonna go into Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, man, now playing with the Washington Commanders.
The Washington Commanders.
I want to talk about the Washington Commanders right now because the Washington Commanders had a training camp not too long ago, showed up on the Pat McAfee show. If y'all haven't seen it, they went and showed the crowd that they had for their team. And there was about 3 people there, and the 3 people there had Washington Redskins chairs and uniforms. They are not in compliance with this whole name switch at all. Carson Wentz had a great year.
Yeah, he did.
With Philadelphia. Had a MVP-ish. I thought it was an overrated MVP-ish caliber year. Do we go basement?
Oh, that's tough because he actually did have a good year.
Or do we say he's bottom of C?
Just because I think, he's one of those QBs where I said about Tannehill where there's things about him where they've had good moments. But at the same time, it's he won the big game. But I don't see him.
He didn't win the big game. He didn't.
I mean, well, yeah, you're right.
He wasn't there.
You're right. I'm sorry.
He wasn't there.
Just the team, the squad. But I just don't see. I don't know if I put him. I don't think I could put him in the basement, but I could see because I don't see him on B, don't see him on A, don't see him in elites. I don't see him in the basement, so it has to be C tier. It kind of has to be.
And I think it's bottom. I'll put him bottom. I don't care what you say. He's going bottom for me.
I don't even care. He goes where he goes. That's it. I'm cool.
Dak Prescott.
Okay.
The Cowgirls. I'm sorry, Cowboys. Dak Prescott had the best wide receiving core, or top 5 wide receiver core the last couple of years. Dealt with a gruesome injury, came back. Dak, man, what can I say about you? He's better than Kirk Cousins by a little.
Yeah.
Is it enough to put him in B?
I think it's barely enough to put him in B. I mean, he had a lot of talent around him, and even after his injury came back, started to look okay, but he just was not making good decisions. And it's like, where'd that preseason Super Bowl run QB go to? Like, what happened? I mean, he had some good statistically. Out of 16 games, percentage was 68.8, 4,000 plus yards thrown, 7 yard per average, 37 passing TDs, 10 interceptions, 146 yards on the ground, 1 rush TD, but 14 fumbles. So I mean, in the beginning, he looked good, but accuracy towards the end of the season looked horrendous.
What I would say about Dak is when Dak first took over that starting job, I was scared. I said, "Oh no, here comes some cowgirls getting on up, ready to talk their mess, acting like it's the 90s, and ready to say that they're the best team in the league," which they say already.
Yeah, they said every year about them.
And I'm reading some of the comments here, and I'm seeing some people saying Dak is obvious A. I don't think he's the obvious A.
No, he's not an obvious A.
But I think he's higher B than what I'll give him as well. I think at his point in his career, he's better than Jalen Hurts. I think he's better than Matt Ryan. I think he's somewhere around the Jameis Winston and Colin Murray phase in B.
I think depending on his receiver core, he'll be better than Colin Murray.
Let's put him right there. Now we're going to come down to the final two. These two, man, we're talking about the GOAT, Tom Brady. And we're talking about Patrick Mahomes, who is going to be assumed that people are predicting is going to carry the staff, that's going to win Super Bowl after Super Bowl, like Tom Brady has very early on in his career. They've said this about him and where these two guys go. And Tom Brady is defying age itself. Age is the only killer, and you can't stop Father Time. But Tom Brady has found a way to at least hold him off every single year. I don't know what his stats were last year, but this man is still throwing bombs. He's still hitting high yardage. He has good wide receiver core over at Tampa Bay. And it's hard to say that these last two guys, including Patrick Mahomes, now we're going to see a true Patrick Mahomes without Hill, that these two guys aren't in that elite category. I mean, where do you put these two?
Both of them, I'd put them both in the A, because I think Mahomes, do I think he's elite? I mean, as a Raiders fan, I'll never say a Chiefs fan is elite. Chiefs player is elite. Never. I don't care if he's the only person. No, never. I'm okay with the other players. I'm cool with that. But Chiefs, I'll never say the QB is elite ever.
Well, ever. I'm gonna say it for you. Patrick Mahomes is elite. Put him up there. If I could take control of the screen, I'd put him up there for you, so that you don't have to. Don't let your hands catch on fire or develop some type of.
I can't move it.
Yeah. Put him in elite. Put Tom Brady up there. He's gonna be elite for the rest of his career until he decides to retire, because that's just Tom Brady and that's just how it is, man. And guys, that is going to go ahead and wrap up our predictions for the tier list ranking of NFL quarterbacks, those that are starting and those that are on the fence and still fighting for that starting spot. I think this is a good list. We're going to take a screenshot of it, and then y'all saw the picture at the beginning of the video. So make sure y'all let us know and tell us where our rankings go as far as our top 1 through 35. That's how we're going to rank them. And where we're wrong, where we're right, tell us, support your team, rep your team. We are Real Fan Sports, and we are here for those that are real fans of their team and their sport. So y'all fight us and tell us, debate us, let us know. Give us the truth. Give us the truth. Tell them, non-P. Tell them. Give us the truth. We want to know.
Exactly. He's been waiting for a fight. He's been waiting to do this video, you guys. He's been waiting to do this video. And I mean, we could have went totally heel style and just really disrespect a lot of people, but we tried to be as close and as accurate as we felt as fanalists of the game of football. So I mean, if you agree with it, cool. If you don't, let us know why you don't agree with what we said. If your quarterback is in the basement and you think he deserves to be in an A tier, let us know and tell us who it is, so we can make fun of you later. No, I'm just playing. But seriously, tell us who it is that you think, oh, they shouldn't be in C, they should be in B or A or elite. We want those conversations. And yes, Dak's head is bigger than everybody else's. We don't know why. That's Dallas. That's how they take their pictures. I don't know why. But thank you guys for watching this video. We truly appreciate you.
And before we cut off,
yeah,
make the adjustment on the elite thing, because we don't have them organized right. We organized everything else but the elite and the A. Yeah. I mean, you put them how you think it. Yeah, I think we go.
Or would it go like this?
I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. I think it's hard to not put Tom Brady in front of the pack, just as far as what he's done. I like that. A side, high A. I think Joey B. I think Joey B's high A.
I put them close to Super Bowl. Actually, matter of fact,
I like that.
I go like this,
and we'll put Carr. Yeah, put him.
They're
in
one game away from the Super Bowl, so actually,
that's our official
blown play away from the Super Bowl.
So that's our official tier list, somewhat in order. Like I said in the beginning video, you can go ahead and see what our exact opinions are on who our top 35 quarterbacks are. Check out those. But like Nonfiction said, y'all have a great morning, noon, evening, night, wherever you are in the world today. My name is Zach. This is Non-P. We are Real Fan Sports. We're your fans for the evening. Y'all have a great one. Cheers. Good night. Love you guys.
Peace out.
Say it.
Okay.
Peace out. All right, guys. All right, so we did this one because we knew this one was going to be hella long because we knew we were going to talk about a lot. We're going to go through the teams now. This one's going to be really fast because there ain't a lot to talk about. Yeah, guys, like we said, we didn't plan on getting on so late. We were hoping to get on around like 7:30 and actually finishing up around this time. But we just had some issues with the tier list. We had tier lists set up and then they were all and then they like disappeared. The links didn't work anymore. We had to go and create our own. It was a pain in the freaking ass, man.
Yeah.
See, I'm trying to kind of go through a little bit. Wentz is below.
Put you up on the full screen. I'm gonna use the rest. I'll be right back.
Yeah, do you think? See, I say Cousins is behind Ryan, but ahead of Hurts. Wentz is below the bait. He's in purgatory. Goodness gracious. Lost to the Jags. That's funny. Wentz is C above Goff. You got Wentz above Goff? I think that's a good argument. Like I said, when we readjust our posts and actually do our top 32, and I can actually go through and like adjust it as, on my own without talking about it, I can figure it out. Dak is ahead of everyone on B. You think so, man? I don't know, man. Dak shows a lot of promise, but like Dak for some reason just doesn't sit well with me, man. Nate says that C tier looking too full. I vote they must move one up, one down. Yeah, if we would have thought about it, we probably could have like expanded into the tiers a little bit to give them a little more separation. But I mean, I think a lot of quarterbacks should be middle of the pack. I mean, I think C and B should be the most filled. A and elite should be kind of vacant, and then the basement probably shouldn't have been as heavy. But just based off of the judgment. We probably could have moved and switched around a couple of them, but that's how we're going to do it. Let's see. Dak is an obvious A. I don't think he's an obvious A. I really don't. Let's see. Put him at 11 or 12. Below. Oh, come on. Hate the Cowgirls, but come on. I'm telling you, below Winston. Okay, look, that was Non that decided that point. I just didn't want to say above Winston. Non decided that point. That was on him. I think I would have had him above Winston, to be honest. On my tier list, I think he's gonna be above Winston. Tom Brady's gonna be in the haunted house seeing ghosts. Yeah, he's gonna see. He still sees ghosts. He sees CD every time he turns a corner. Allen's getting MVP this season. Book it. I could see it, man. I hope it. I hope so. I was hoping he was gonna get it last year, but he kind of folded a little through. Brooke, what's up, Brooke? It's too bad Drew retired. Would love to see him up top on the elite tier. Facts, big facts. Allen winning Super Bowl. I don't care about MVP. Lamar MVP. LOL. Allen winning the trophies next season. He's taking the Rookie of the Year. All of them. Dak is a great quarterback. Bell curve. I get it. Most guys BC and basement. Yeah. It's just kind of how the pyramid goes. It is what it is. But we want to be brutally honest with it. Where was it all accurate? I mean, I don't think it was completely accurate with how we're doing it, but like just I think if we were to do it again, which we aren't because this took forever. If we could have like spaced out the quarterbacks and like mixed between good, bad, and not had so many basement people in the beginning, I think it would have like made that list a little bit more, a little more, a little bit better laid out. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But like we said, guys, appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all for being here. We plan on making this podcast start around 7, where we'd actually be getting off, more around this time, even at 11 o'clock. But we didn't get to start until about 10:30, or 10 o'clock. So it made things, or actually, shit, we've been on for like 2 hours. We weren't able to start until about 9:30, so it kind of messed things up a bit. But we're still pushing. We're gonna go ahead and do our predictions for wins this season for each team. This one should fly by. I expect this one just to be about 30 minutes to an hour. When we do these, broadcasts where we go live, we try to give out all of our opinions about everything, and then we go ahead and upload them actually as a video. We're going to cut out a lot of the middle part. Anything that we talk with chat, we're going to cut that out. Any like extra or rewording that we say, or any points that just either just don't make sense or just said weird, cut those out. And we're going to try and shorten that down, and we'll get that somewhere in between like that hour, that 30-minute mark. If we got to make it to 2 20-minute videos, then we'll do that. We're still figuring it out. It's our first one. So we like detail. We like detail over here. Because we could definitely have ran through the quarterbacks and just said, all right, this guy A, this guy B, this guy C, this guy basement. Like, we could have done that, but we'll give you all a reason behind it. I'm going to go use the restroom as well, and then we'll run through this. This one's going to be easy.
Yeah. Once again, thank you guys for being here. Truly appreciate those who have stopped in and have stayed for as much as they can stay. We know people have lives, you have families, school, work, whatever, whatnot. Sometimes you just want to go play the video game. Understandable. We're like that too. But thank you guys for being here. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button, as well as and if you haven't, subscribe to the channel. That's first. Then hit the like button and notification bell too, so you can be notified of everything that pops up when we go live again. Nonfiction, you need to change that hat to a black and gold. Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, but with a black and gold logo, Rays logo, they have those, but they're more like metallic ones, which they look okay. You know what I'm saying? They look okay. They're not too bad.
Look, I have to send Non the Nate. Just let you know, we separated what things we're gonna send to each other. So I got that aside. I'm gonna go ahead and ship that out next week to Non.
Yeah.
That way he can get to see it in person. But I might sneak in some Saints gear on him too. You never know. You never know. I'm gonna peer pressure him into wearing some of it.
He said playing 2K and trying to type fast.
When the black and gold and the silver and black come together, bro, that they better watch out. They better watch out.
No, but yeah, hoodie. They do have some hats that have black and gold, because it's in the Raider image store.
Mozzie says playing 2K and trying to type fast is hard. Oh, I feel that. I'm gonna send you a hoodie Juve hat, black and gold with Raiders and Saints logo. Would you wear it to represent me?
I'd rock it in the video. I tell people, anything you want to see me, like, I wear hats all the time in videos, so send me hats. I like hats.
Yeah. Hoodie, I'll have to Gavin, I'm not sure, or Gavin or Brooke, I'm not sure if either one of y'all are still in here. Hoodie, I'll text you probably tomorrow about it. My friend Gavin that's up in here, he's and Brooke, they are two people that we do fantasy football with. They have a friend that does that designs t-shirts, that design a Saints t-shirt. I'm gonna show it to you, tell you what you think. They're selling them for $25 on pre-sale right now. I'll talk to you and try to get you in contact with them if you want to, if you like it and might want to promote it on your channel. If you can get those connections rocking the way you want to sell some of them, but it's a pretty legit little logo. Is that focused?
It's kind of focused, but I can see.
I'm trying to
Can you stretch? Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, actually, cool.
It says 28-3 shows make fun of the Falcons, and then says Noel in the bottom with the NFL logo or crest.
Yeah.
So if that's something that you like, man, I'll get you in contact. We'll talk about it another time.
Nate says black and gold. Thought you were talking about the LV hockey team now. The Raiders have a bunch of all their stuff is not just in silver and black. And when you go to like some of their outlet stores, they have different colors. Because I know people like other colors. Yeah. Even though silver and black is the best color you can put on in a jersey.
All right, man. So let's go ahead. Like we said, like Non said, man, appreciate y'all for sticking by. We know it's late in the evening. People got work in the morning and or have family or want to go play the video game and all that good stuff. Appreciate y'all for sticking by. Like you said, hit that like button. All these videos are gonna come out and eventually cut up. So if you aren't able to stick around for the whole one, go ahead and check out those videos. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you like it, share it, turn those notification bells on. Help us grow. We're currently, I believe, at 815 subscribers. We are 185 away from 1,000, which is a big number for us to get to. Right once that happens, that means that YouTube will start paying us for this, which means we're able to make this show a lot better. We're able to upgrade our cameras, upgrade our mics, upgrade our computers, do giveaways, and do a lot of different things like that we have planned.
Let's say it the right way. It's not that they're paying us. They're allowing us to have monetized content.
Monetization.
So our content will be able to be monetized. So YouTube doesn't just pay us like that. That's not how it works. So just so you guys
they should know. Though.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
they're definitely not.
Right, they're definitely not. But yeah, so we're trying to reach that big number, guys. So if y'all are new to the channel and y'all want to support some small YouTubers that are just up and coming, that love sports, that love all sports, and are real fans of the sports that we watch, make sure y'all drop that subscribe. Make sure you share it with your friends and your family. And if you want to make extra accounts, just subscribe. I'm not gonna tell you don't do it. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But yeah, thank y'all for being here.
So you can upgrade the cardboard box. Exactly, Nate.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe I can actually get brick wall here, bro. Brooke said, if you know, you know. Who dat? That's right, Brooke. Who dat? Purple and gold would look good on you boys. Hey, hey, look, I'm all that Mozzie. I like purple. I like purple and gold. I like purple and gold too, baby. I guess it's more of a yellow, but like it's fine. It's a version. I see people wearing Pirates hats that aren't black and gold. I want to high five them in the face with my fist.
That's hella funny.
Zach needs some black and I need some black and orange for my West Tigers, baby. I need some of that. All right, so now you ready to jump into the next one?
We're gonna do a makeshift intro, or we gonna just start?
We'll just intro later. I'll just get right into it. Yeah.
Cool. I wasn't sure, so I'll switch this over. All right. So we are starting with the first team is Dallas. This is NFC East. So what are we looking at? What are we thinking?
All right. So we're looking at the NFC East. So we got our tiers set up. Actually, not. I might have to get you to. I'm gonna have to get you to do this one because I can't see the how we rank. So yeah. What do you have? Let me see.
So the tier set up. The very low is 0 wins. The next one is 1 to 3. The next is 4 to 6. The next is 7 to 9. Then it's 10 to 13, 14 to 16, and then the ultimate 17.
Got it.
Unbreakable.
Got
it. So I wonder who thinks their team is going to go undefeated. That's the question. Who thinks their team is going to go undefeated? I'm very curious about that
one. I'm curious too. All right. So you go ahead and intro it off with every team, and then you basically do what I did last video since I can't see as well.
well, the first team is going to be the Dallas Cowboys. So Dallas Cowboys last season they went 12-5. So they also lost a QB. I mean, also a receiver, and they only really have CeeDee Lamb, and everybody else is kind of like backing up the secondary receivers. So I don't know if they're going to get 12 wins this season. To be honest, it also depends on what Dak shows up for the season. That's the question. I'm not even looking at the running game. I'm looking at the pass game.
The thing with the Cowboys is that their division is so weak with the Commanders and with the Giants. I mean, you would think that would be 4 wins just right there. With the Eagles, that great rivalry, you know, I think that splits. So, I mean, you're looking at 5 right there, and then the rest of their schedule just depends on what Dak shows up. I think, you know, Parsons and Diggs had good seasons last year. I think Diggs' covering ability is a little questionable, and I wonder if that'll get exposed this year or he'll still get those picks. I don't know if they get 12 this year, because I think this is going to be a big year for the Philadelphia Eagles, to be honest. I think Philadelphia has run the pack on in the 2022 season in that division.
So do you think they'll break 9? Because right now we have 10 and 13. So what? I don't think they're getting 12, but I'm thinking it's possible they may get 9 or 10, just because of that division. That division is not a strong division at all.
Let me just say this: if Dallas Cowboys don't get 10 wins, Jerry Jones might have a heart attack. So, for the sake of Jerry Jones's health, let's at least say they're going to get 10 wins.
Okay. All right, so next up we have the New York City Giants.
Wait. Did you say New York City or did you say New York Shitty Giants?
City. I said city.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
say shitty. I said city.
Okay.
But I mean, with that record from last season was 4 and 13, you might as well throw that in there. They weren't really good. I could put them in the same range or even lower, because I don't see them getting that much better.
You know, it all boils down to Saquon Barkley. We just saw the big video of him trucking over a dude at practice, but again, that's at practice against New York Giants defensive players. So that's hard to tell. Saquon healthy throughout the whole year, they're a 4 to 6 win team. Without him healthy, I think it's 1 to 3. So I think it's what and what. Where do you want to put them?
Okay, so
let's say this. Do you think they win 2 games? Do you think they win 2 games against the Commanders? Because I think they lose both games to the Cowboys and both games to the Eagles.
Yeah, I think they win the 2 games against the Commanders for sure.
So then I'll put them at 4 and 6.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say with the run game, I'll give them 4 to 6. All right, up next we have the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, we just talked about them having possibly a good season. Last season they went 9 and 8. So it's the ceiling is there, and it's nothing but up for them. Hopefully, depending on how they gel before the season even begins, with this preseason shortened. What are your thoughts?
Jalen Hurts is my opinion, the most pressured quarterback to perform this year. He's in Philadelphia, the most vicious fan base in NFL and NBA and MLB. They're just vicious. He's got to perform high. Can he deal with the pressure? Jalen Hurts been dealing with pressure his whole entire life, switching from team to team and doing this. I think he will stand up to the pressure. I think he's going to have a great year. They got a new addition at wide receiver with A.J. Brown. I think they're going to be very good. I love Slater on the defense. I think he's a ball hawk. I think they finish up better than the Cowboys. Like I said, I don't think they're above that in the win rating, but I got them right there with the 10 plus wins.
Now, up next, we have the Washington Commanders, one of the worst names in NFL history. On that name, I wanted to put them in the 0-win column just because I don't like the name. But previous season, they went 7 and 10. Surprisingly, they actually had a fairly decent season. Didn't really do much after that. But what are your thoughts, and what do you think the Commanders are going to end up at the end of this upcoming season?
Do they play the Jags or the Lions? Do we know?
I don't have their full schedule, but I can see if I can look it up.
Well, look it up real fast. What's up, St. Marcus? Hey, appreciate you still being here, man. Said Giants might be in the running for CJ Stroud after the season. They need something. They need something. I miss when the Giants were somewhat relevant, man, because the Cowboys and Philadelphia rivalry and the Cowboys and New York rivalry, and then the Philly and New York rivalry is like some of the best rivalry in the NFL, in my opinion. So like, I hope they get back into it, man.
Okay, so regular season, their first game of the season is Jacksonville.
Okay, so I do play
Jacksonville, Detroit, Philly, Dallas, Titans, Bears, Packers, Colts, Vikings, Eagles, Texans, Falcons, Giants, Niners, Browns, Cowboys, Panthers, Chiefs.
Okay.
Ravens.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so since they play the Jags and Carson Wentz, Carson Wentz isn't going to have a 0-win season. I think Carson Wentz has flashes of where he's a really good quarterback. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he's above the 1 to 4 type of situation,
So do we want to say they'll have 4 wins?
Do you want to say they're going to have 4 wins?
I mean, I'm okay with splitting their previous season, like their record of 7, I'll give them 4, just to be nice.
Give them 4 to be nice?
Just 4 to be nice. This is just being nice, that's all. Up next, NFC North, Chicago Bears. Their record last season was 6-11. I know we talked about it in the quarterback conversation that there's just not much for them to work with as far as the team as a whole. I don't know if they get 6 wins. I don't know if they match last season's record.
In a division with Minnesota and Green Bay, it's going to be hard. Even with Aaron Rodgers having limited wide receiver options and stuff like that, they don't win those games. I don't think they win those games against Minnesota. I think they do beat out the Detroit Lions.
I think they do beat them out too.
I think Justin Fields may have a good year, but it's just such a big question mark with everything. I mean, I'd like to say they're going to get 4 wins. I don't think I want to put them as our first team that's only going to get 1 to 3. But I think they're on that borderline.
That's the next team.
That's the next team.
So we're going to go here and put them in the 4 to 6 wins. Up next, we got the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions they won 3 games last season. Yeah, that's really about it for that team. Like there's no bright spots to me, to be honest.
Detroit, the only bright spot I have for Detroit is not that quarterback. I do like Armona, their wide receiver. Mm-hmm. I do like the receiver that they picked up I do like the wide receiver that they picked up from Alabama, being Jameson Williamson, coming off the ACL tear. But and also the number one thing I love about Detroit Lions is their coach. I love Dan. I love Coach Dan. I think that dude is a dog. He puts a lot of heart. As far as their running back, man, he's crying during practices, like expressing how important it is, and I feel bad.
Yeah,
but they're a 1 to 3 win team. They're a 1 to 3 win team.
Wholeheartedly agree with you. And up next is the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers went 13-4, lost to the Niners in the playoffs. I know there's a few pieces missing from this team. Do we think they're still going to get the 13 wins minus Devontae Adams? I honestly don't. Who are the receivers that he has now?
I know Lazard. They have another guy that's been doing really well in training camp, and I'm forgetting his name. So, okay. Packers fans down there, let us know who the wide receiver that I'm thinking of is. I'm waiting to see Aaron Rodgers decline, and I think that this is the year, if any year, it's going to happen. But their defense is still very strong, and it is a top 5, top 3 defense in the league that is going to help them. Aaron Jones looked really good last year in the running game. I don't think they get 13 wins.
I don't think so either.
No. Do they get below 10 in this division, especially since they got the Lions and the Bears? I don't think they get below 10, but the AFC is so hard, and that is the part that you got to think about. So where would you like to put them? I have them floating around 9 to 11 games.
I wouldn't mind putting them in the 7-9 category to put them at 9, because I don't know. I know you asked about the question is this season where he starts to decline. I want to say last season we might have seen some of that, because he had some good receivers, but just the gameplay in the playoffs is like, did you really want to be there or did you not want to be there? I know there was snow, but you play in a team that's in the snow every year, so that shouldn't have been a deterrent for you. But of course, you played a team that they have no chance of playing well in the snow, and they beat you in snow with field goals. Like, you played terrible.
All right. And I know we have a good bit of Green Bay fans that come into our channel. Much love to y'all. Much love to y'all's organization.
Oh yeah.
But I think this is the year we finally see the decline of a slight decline of the Green Bay Packers. Even with Aaron Rodgers taking his hallucinogens.
I'm gonna say 9.
I'm okay with the
7-9. Yeah, I'm gonna say 9 wins.
We'll say 9 wins.
All right, up next we have the Minnesota Vikings, a team that Zach hates hearing their name. They went 8-9 last season. Where do we see them? Where do we see this team coming up this season?
Justin Jefferson is the real deal at wide receiver. And people forget about Adam Thielen because Justin Jefferson has popped off so much, and they leave this man open all the time because they're just worried about the young buck Jay Jettas. And Kirk Cousins, we know you're not a big fan, but I think he is a fairly consistent quarterback that does well, but their defense is garbage. And not to forget about their running game with Dalvin Cook, who I think is very good as well. Dealt with some injuries last year, and that may be a reoccurring problem. One of these teams has got to get over 10 wins, being them or Green Bay. And this might be the year that I think Minnesota jumps in front of them, to be honest. Even with it's defensive versus offense, and the NFL is turning into an offensive dominant league. We saw that last year with the Bengals, and I could see them sneaking that 10th win over Green Bay.
I'm okay with it. I truly am okay with everything that you just said. So
I love we're in agreement. It's not often, guys that are tuning into the video. This is not a normal occurrence where we agree on things. So this is great.
Okay, let's see. Then up next we have, where is this? They don't even have their thing here. The Atlanta Falcons. I know when we say this name,
NFC
South, Zach it kind of makes his blood boil. I don't know if you guys sometimes see on his face.
Not this time.
His face changes.
Not with this team. Not with this team. Not with this team.
Zach will end friendships if you're a Falcons fans. I've seen him leave games on Twitch because the co-player was a Falcons fan. It's just he doesn't like him. So where would you like this team? Where are you going to place this team this season? That's the question.
They'll win one game against the Panthers.
Okay. So there's just one period.
Well, they might get more than one. Their quarterback situation is just too iffy.
Yeah.
They brought in Drake London, who I think is a big wide receiver. Their whole scheme of their offense is getting big, tall wide receivers with big hands. Being Kyle Pitts at tight end, being Drake London. They lost Russell Gage, who was their number one wide receiver after Calvin Ridley got suspended and left during personal issues. They're not going to have him again this year. And behind them is Zacchaeus. I forget his first name. That their offense just isn't good enough. Their running game isn't good enough. Their running back's a flex player. It's like if we started Taysom Hill and the Saints as our number one running back, that's how they do with Cardell Patterson. They're a 1-3 win team.
I mean, they did get 7 wins last season. So I don't know what that means, but they did get 7 wins last season.
I don't care. I'll let you deal with it, but that's my opinion. I think they're 1-3.
Fight out. We're gonna let them fight out. See who's gonna be first in that 1-3 division. Okay, up next we have the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers last season went 5-12. This has been another team who have had a lot of injuries. So part of the decline is because of injuries. Now we know those players are coming back this season. Where do they go? That's a great question. What do you think? What are your thoughts, Zach?
Carolina Panthers going through quarterback issues. I love DJ Moore, even though he had butterfingers. I think that dude ate movie theater butter popcorn before every single game, the way he was dropping it after midseason. But Christian McCaffrey healthy is a scary thing. Their defense, a lot of people forget that it was the top-rated defense for a majority of the year last year. That defense is going to be just as good as Jace Horn is coming into his second year of his NFL career. I think that defense is still going to be very well, and I think they're going to be a sneaky team. And as a Saints fan, I can't say that they're going to get 7 to 9 wins, but I also don't want to say against it. If I want to give a honest view, I have them like high 6 wins, but I could see them pulling off 7. They started off last year 4-0. They started off last year 4-0.
They did, but the Broncos also started off last year 3 or 4-0 too. So we see where that went. I think if McCaffrey stays healthy, they may hit 7 to 9 wins. But if he gets injured again, which he's gotten pretty much injured every season, the last 2-3 seasons. So yes. I'm gonna put him in. I would say I'll put him in 4 to 6.
Yeah.
So you agree?
I agree. Put him in the 4 to 6. And I'll put him in the front pack up.
Yeah. Up next, we have the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints last season went 9-8. They have a Jameis Winston who is back and fully healthy. So, what are your thoughts, Zach? Let them know. Be honest.
Yeah. So the way we're gonna do this is I'm a New Orleans Saints fan. Nonfiction over here is a Raiders fan, so he's going to give the ultimate determining factor of where he wants to put them. But I will tell y'all and update y'all on what the New Orleans Saints is all about. What was I? The New Orleans Saints just had the craziest offseason in New Orleans Saints history since the signing of Drew Brees and the new coach being Sean Payton. We have developed a wide receiver core that is not to be reckoned with. Michael Thomas being healthy, bringing in veteran Jarvis Landry, who's never played with a great quarterback yet. Not saying James is great, but I think he has more potential to be than who he's played with before. Drafting Chris Olave, and our defense is going to be a top 5, if not top 3, in some experts, and I'm not just saying Saints fans, have said that they could arguably be one of the best defenses that we'll ever see in NFL history that we have seen so far. I think that alone says a lot about the Saints. And as a Saints fan, being optimistic, I would put us in that 14 to 15 win category. I think honestly, if I want to be as an outsider, I think it's really hard to say that we're going to get less than 10 wins. Last year, we had 9 wins. We went through 3 quarterbacks. We had times where we had 8 coaches out. We had games where we lost because we didn't have a kicker, because our starting kicker was out, who is now back this year. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of things that happened last year, and we still pulled off 9 wins. It's hard for me to say that they win less than 10. I couldn't in a million years. I'll put $1,000 on it right now. If y'all take bets, hit me up on Cash App, because I'm down to get dirty with you. I say 14 to 16, honest, like as a fan, but I'll let you do the rest.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. I understand where you're coming from. And if you go back to our previous video about the quarterbacks situation, which you can go back here on the channel, and my personal thoughts on Jameis, and pretty much I think everything kind of hinges on him. The defense is going to be much better. Top in NFL history, I don't know about that. That's saying a lot. And we've had some great defenses in the NFL. So that's you're reaching for some big stars. 14 and 16, I don't think so. I think more so between 10 to 12 range is where they're going to end up at, which is still going to be a good positive year for everything. So I'm looking to put them between 10 and 13 wins. Yeah, you got to realize all the defenses that's ever happened in this league to say that. That's big. But I say 10 and 13. I put them at the top of the ranks.
Nah, I got a star for you, bro. I reached for him. Let him hear it.
You know. That's cute, but you're good. Like, don't give them the crown yet. Let's have this season, and if they do as good as Pittsburgh in the past, or as good as other, even like the Vikings, the Purple People Eaters, like there's over history some of the best defenses in the league ever. Yeah, they have a lot to. They have a lot to step to.
Yeah, and guys, I'm not gonna add this in, but guys watching the live stream, don't ask why I have stars on my ceiling. Okay, my sister stayed in this room for a little bit, so I have stars on the ceiling. That's where I pulled that from.
Sure.
I like dazing off into some dreams. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yep, that's up next. Tampa. So we know Tampa had a pretty good season, went 13-4. Just they had a pretty good season, 13-4. We know Brady is the captain of that ship. Do they repeat 13 to get 13 wins, or will they be below? That's the question. So what say you, my friend?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Everybody wants to talk about the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to go back to my team and say how we have a new coach now, and that's going to change things. What does Tampa Bay have? They have a new coach. They have a quarterback that last minute decided he didn't want to retire. Retire came out. I think it's just a trend. He's trying to be like Brett Favre. He's trying to be like Rob Gronkowski, his best friend. They also lost weapons on their offensive line. Wirfs had a minor injury at training camp. It looks like he's going to be fine, but they've lost other elements to their offensive line. They're going to be worse than the Saints this year, and that's not just me being a fan. I'm just saying that they are going to be worse this year than what the Saints are. They are going to get 10 wins because they play against the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons, and they're going to win good games, but they're not going to beat the Saints. They're not going to get under 10 wins. But
yeah, the number I was thinking 10. I was thinking 10 wins total. They're going to have a good season. Still Brady's going to have some good numbers. But like you said, they lost some very vital parts. So, and I do think the coaching situation for them was a plus. The previous coach was a plus. Now the loss, we have to see how that works. We don't know how that's going to work. And I know that's part of the reason why Brady even came back. So he came back because the coaching situation changed. But I think 10 is a good place to put them, and I'll even give you that and put them behind the Saints. I'll give you that. I'll put them behind the Saints.
I love that. Thank you.
Up next, we have the Arizona Cardinals, and Arizona Cardinals last season went 11-6. We know their star QB just signed a massive contract. They've had some additional pieces at wide receiver, but what are your thoughts with this team going in this season?
The NFC West is a tricky division. I think it's one of the harder divisions in the NFC. These guys with the Rams, San Fran, Seattle is probably the outlier on there, are all teams that can win games consistently on a consistent basis, even with San Fran having a new quarterback. Arizona Cardinals, I think Colin Murray is going to come out and prove a point, because I think there was so much hate towards him that I think Colin Murray is going to actually perform well.
So do you think he's going to scamper higher than 11 wins?
Higher than 11?
Yeah. They had 11
No,
season.
I think the Rams win this division again. The Rams win this division again. Mm-hmm. The Cardinals are floating between 9 and 10 again for me.
Okay.
And they have a semi-difficult schedule again this year as well. I think I want to put them at the 9-win category. They lost Christian Kirk to the Jaguars. They still have Hopkins, but Hopkins is going to be dealing with a suspension for, I believe, the first 4 games for using PEDs. And I think that's going to hurt him. I think that's going to affect him. James Conner gets injured left and right. I love James Conner as a running back, but I don't think they have the offensive weapons like they did at the beginning of last year when they looked like superstars and they looked like Super Bowl contenders. I'm looking at 7 or 9 wins for the Cardinals.
I agree with you. I already put them at the 9. Put them right behind Green Bay. Up next, we have the Los Angeles Rams, Super Bowl winners, 12-5 last season. Do we see them potentially repeating? Is that the question? Do we see them having a 12-5 win season, or will they be pedestrian after possibly losing some interesting parts in offseason?
They lost. I'm forgetting the name. Remind me, the linebacker from Denver.
Oh, my brain is not allowed. I know you're talking about.
Chad, who's the linebacker they lost from Denver? Yeah, it fried me too. I can see his face, but I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't think of his name right now, but I know you're talking about. So
let me look it up. Because that's important to my point. I can edit this in. He went to the Bills.
Yeah, he's trophy hunting.
Hoodie just texted me. So when it comes to our Rams, the biggest part that they lost was Von Miller switching over to the Bills. Mm-hmm. But on offense, they lost OBJ, they lost Robert Woods, but they gained a valuable piece that I think is even better than both of them combined at this point in comparative to their careers of the other players, which is Allen Robinson from the Chicago Bears.
That's true. I forgot about that. Yep.
And I think they're going to be very good again this year. They still have Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald said he's riding with McVay. And the fact that Aaron Donald came out and said that he's going to retire when McVay is not coach anymore, because we all know he had talked about retiring after this year. He stayed because of McVay. I think that says a lot about that organization. I love Matthew Stafford. I don't see another Super Bowl year for him again. But honestly, I want to put them as my first 14-win team.
Really?
I do. I really do.
So you think they're going to be better than last year?
I think at the beginning of the season, they were still working out kinks with the new quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I think that those things are now settled. I don't think Kupp's going to have as great of a year last year, but I also think he's not going to have to because of Allen Robinson and goodness. And also their other wide receiver is very well. And also their other wide receiver is very good as well. Their number one. He's also another guy that's very sneaky and can catch out on those long go routes. And I think he's going to have a better year as well. So, yeah, I do. I see him as a 14-win season.
I was seeing something closer than what they had last season, either 12 or 13 wins or possibly even 11, because I know the target on their back is humongous, and every team is going to step it up, even the worst teams that they're going to play. And that's when you have those games, those random games where the number one team from previous year loses to the Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
right.
They have that target. So I was thinking either having a very similar record as in 12 wins or possibly even 11 or 13. That's what I was thinking. But we'll go with 14. Let them be the first 14-6, 14 team.
And there's questions about all the team. And that's like, just like we said with the quarterback video, if you want to hear a more in-depth 5-minute conversation about what we think of each team, go ahead and leave a comment. We will definitely catch those and give you our full-blown opinion. Look up training camp videos and look up all that and give you a more detailed opinion on why we decided to pick these amount of wins.
Yeah.
But going straight on from that, San Francisco 49ers. And I think this is another big reason why I have LA Rams winning 14 games, because the 49ers have Debo. They have Kittle. They have two great defense when they want to be, but they're now operating under the quarterback Trey Lance, starting for the first time, and I think they're going to have some early troubles.
Oh yeah,
this season.
There's going to be a lot of hiccups in those first 4 or 5 games of the season, so yeah, they can start off real rocky. I mean, last season they had 10 wins, 7 losses. It's hard to say. I think potentially Trey Lance can be better, but because we haven't really seen much of him to be hyped about, it's hard to really give them a true score. You know what I'm saying? A win total.
Right.
Besides,
because there's definitely games with the 49ers that I didn't think they should have won. You had the 49ers going deep in the playoffs. I thought they were going to lose every single week, and that's just my opinion on them. And just so. When I look at the 49ers, I see them as a 7-9 win team.
Yeah,
just because of the struggles they're going to have early on.
Yeah, I mean, I can go with that. I think struggles will be there, and it could take them a while to become cohesive and play together. So I'll go with 7-9 as well. Do I want to put them in front of? I'll put them right here for right now.
I think I put them behind.
Yeah. So up next we have the Seattle Seahawks. Went 7-10 last season. The bottom of the NFC West currently. They lost a quarterback. So what do you think? Where is this going? Because we had Geno as the quarterback right now.
Geno or Drew. I don't know. We don't know. I don't think anyone knows. I don't know if at this point at the middle of the season, I don't know if either one of them could be the quarterback and they could just go with someone completely different at some point.
Yeah. Geno's one of those players who'll have decent games, but then he'll just have a terrible season. And Locke, he's kind of full of himself. And you've seen that on many times of his sideline videos during games. He thinks he's much better than what he really is. And he's not that guy. He's not.
I mean, when we look at the positives for the Seattle Seahawks, we talk about their wide receivers. We talk about Lockett. We talk about DK Metcalf, and that's about it. And then on the defense side, they've got rid of a lot of their defensive weapons back when they were one of the most dominant defenses in the league, and they're just not there anymore. And I believe Coach Pete Carroll, I loved him at USC. I don't love him over at Seattle, and I don't, we all know you have Marshawn Lynch in the background, and you decide to pass the ball. It don't make sense. I think this is going to be a rough year for Seattle. I hate giving any team 0 wins. I really do. I was hoping this went, but if we have to give one team that's going to get 0 wins,
you think so?
Seattle is the team that I could see not winning one. I don't see them beating any team in their division. And unless they play, the Giants, Washington, Detroit, Atlanta, and get lucky, I don't see them winning those games either.
They play Broncos, Niners, Falcons, Detroit, Saints, Cardinals, Chargers, Buccaneers, Giants, Raiders, Rams, Panthers, Niners, Jets. So they could have 2 wins.
They could have 2. But 2 wins. We got to put someone at a 0, and I think Seattle is at the bottom this year, unfortunately. I love the 12. I love their fan base, but I think if we're going to put anyone at 0, I have to put Seattle there, but I'll let you make the ultimate decision.
I wasn't thinking 0 wins, to be honest. I wasn't thinking that, but I mean, with their uncertainty at quarterback, I can understand where you're coming from. I'd rather put them than 1-3 and still put them at the bottom of tier 1-3, just because we know there's more solidified positions with the 2 previous teams. But
So let's do this, because we have to have one team that's going to have to say.
We don't have to have a 0 team.
But just for fun, for context, at the end, after we go through, we'll pick one team that's going to be a 0 and one that could be potentially a 17-0. What you think about that?
Sure. I don't think any team's 17-0, but yeah.
I don't think any team's 17-0 either. But all right, so let's put them at 1-3.
So up next, we have the Buffalo Bills. 11-6 last season. A lot of potential with this team. Fairly good on offense, fairly good on defense. But what are your thoughts, brother? Where do you see this going? Where does this Buffalo train end?
Have you ever seen Lion King?
Yes. All of them.
I don't think they were Buffalo. They were something else, but I'm gonna call it Buffalo. You see how they run in herds. Yeah. That Buffalo fan base is crazy, and they finally have something to be excited about. I wanted them to win. I wanted them to win a Super Bowl so bad last year, man. What is Buffalo fans? Let us know. How many Super Bowls did y'all lose in a row? And that's not being hateful. Like, man, I feel so bad. I want to see him win one so bad. And I think Buffalo has a great chance this year, just as they did last year. They brought in Dalvin Cook's brother as another running back behind Devin Singletary. And Gabriel has came out as a wide receiver and has played really well. We all know about Diggs and Stephon Diggs and what he can do. I think they're going to be just a better team than they were last year, and they're at least a 14-16 win team.
So you think they're 14-16? I can put them up there just because I think they're going to have a better season than last season. So we'll agree on that one and put them up there behind LA. So up next we have the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins went 9-8 last season.
Wow, they really went 9-8. I didn't realize that.
They have some new weapons, of course, on the offensive side of the ball.
Cheetah.
But they also have a quarterback that doesn't have really good aim. So where are they going?
Yeah, they have a whole new coaching staff. They have a lot of disagreements in the upper office and all things that are going on there. I thought their defense was one thing that made them really not dominant, but made them separate themselves to eventually be a good team a couple years back. That has now kind of been deteriorated. They don't have a lot of wide receiver threat options, but bringing in Cheetah and having Jalen Waddle in his second year, who had a great season last year, I think they'll still be good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I have them right around the same spot. I don't think they break 10 wins, man. I think they stay around that 7-9 range.
I mean, I can agree with you. 7-9. I don't think they break. I don't think they break 9. I don't think they. I don't think they match their previous season. I think Tyreek Hill will have a great season, like yard wise, but he probably won't have that many touchdowns. But yeah, I'm gonna go 7-9.
Yeah, and one thing with the Dolphins too is I don't like how they run their running back room, because running backs are all about creating rhythm and getting them in the ball to find and understand the defense on field. And they run through running backs nonstop. They filter in 3 or 4 running backs. The only team that's ever done that efficiently is New England Patriots, and Miami can't do that. And they still have trouble with their running back room, and that's going to hurt them in the long.
Biggest reason why Miami will never be able to do that is because they have an ownership that doesn't really care about that team. It's a tax write-off. I said it. Your owners think it's a tax write-off.
Y'all come at nonfiction whenever y'all have in the comments when y'all if y'all want to say something, say at nonfiction.
I'm on every social media platform at nonfiction. Holla at your boy.
And then we're gonna go ahead and talk about the New England Patriots. The Patriots, man.
The Patriots went 10-7 last season.
10-7 last season. Mac Jones coming in his second year. Everyone's saying that Mac Jones is in the best shape of his life, and people are hyping him up, acting like he's going to be amazing this year. I don't see it, but under a Bill Belichick system, Belichick doesn't lose, man. He just doesn't. He finds ways to win games. He works their running back. I love Damian Harris. The other guy that's right behind him, I'm forgetting his name, and I'm sorry. Their running back room is really dangerous. Their defense is really good as well. Do I think they get 10 wins again on a second year with Mac Jones?
They may match last season's record. They may match it. Just because, like you said, as long as you have that coaching staff, they know how to work with players and make those players play outside of their normal selves. It's just something about them. As much as a Raiders fan, I hate it. They're good at doing that. So I would say I would give them. I would give them 10 wins. I give them 10 wins.
I think they match. And guys, just to let you know, as we're going through this, obviously, like not every team can go this and that, and like we're not totally based off that. This is just off of instant idea as far as just who the team is, not as far as like actual. They can't. Not all these teams can win this many. This is just our overall thought.
Yeah.
But going into the Jets are an interesting team for me, man. The Jets are an interesting team. I don't know if Zach Wilson's the answer. I don't think Zach, even though he's got that dog in him, apparently, he likes mamas. What? Hide your mama, hide your sister, hide your wife. Do that. Don't come around Zach Wilson like that. Like that boy is a little bit of a player, apparently, out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Add the meme in there. I'm gonna add it in. But I think the Jets are gonna have something special, but not this year. I think they got about 2 to 3 more years on the line. Chris Carr, their running back, they brought in another running back that's also supposed to develop and be really good. Their wide receiver showed flashes of being well, but that was when they were with the quarterback. I believe Kevin White is his name, but I could be getting that wrong. I know his last name's White. Being optimistic about the Jets, I think their future holds and can be heavy. I could see them getting 7-9 wins, but I still think they're a 4-6 win team.
I disagree wholeheartedly. I think they're going 1-3, 1-3 wins.
Put it at 1-3 then.
I just don't see it. And I'll put them above the Seahawks. I think that's hilarious. Oh god. Up next we have the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens last season they went 8-9. The end of the season off really poorly. I think it was 6 straight losses. But still have a pretty good quarterback like we talked about earlier. What are your thoughts? I mean, what's the issue with them? Why can't they get over the hump?
All right. Last year they dealt with Lamar being injured. Mm-hmm. J.K. Dobbins tore his ACL during preseason or training camp, whatever it was. Their number 1 running back. I think that they flashed through several different running backs throughout the whole entire season, whether it being Latavius Murray, whether it being the ex-running back from the Falcons, who I'm forgetting his name. Went through a lot of things. Lamar has a point to prove, because even though a lot of mainstream media is saying that he's still one of the top quarterbacks in the league. A lot of people don't believe that, and I know he sees it. I don't know, man. In their division, I think they're better than the Browns, and they're definitely better than the Steelers. I think they're up there with the Bengals. I don't see them being a 14 to 16 win team. No. But someone has to be 10 wins, and someone has to be 9. Where do you see them at?
I hope if they correct some of the issues they had towards the latter part of the season, we could see them hitting that 10, 11 win area. Like you said, there's no way they're going 17. There's no way I see them doing 14 or 16 wins. I can say, just because I think they're going to they correct the issues they had from last season, I can say 10 wins. I know we got a lot of picks for 10, but
No, I think that's about right. I mean, it's 10 to 13. I do see them. I do see them in that. I don't see him dropping. I really don't see him dropping below that range unless something happens to Lamar or something like that. I think Lamar is going to come out and show. A lot of people believe that we're going to see the best Lamar has ever seen. He's working with a quarterback coach now. He's working on his throw. Their wide receivers still aren't great, but they still have Mark Andrews at tight end, who is an excellent tight end. They're going to get J.K. Dobbins back, who's an excellent running back. Mm-hmm. And they believe they believe Bateman is going to be a great wide receiver for them as well. So I don't see him losing less than 10. I honestly, I think more around 12 to 13 for me.
Like I said, if they fix the issue that they had end of last season, yeah. If they don't, they're going to be 9 wins again. So up next we have the Cincinnati Bengals, 10-7. One of Zach's favorite teams.
I wouldn't go that far. Look, it's been a long time as an LSU fan that I've seen us beat the Alabama Roll Tides. All right, it's been a while since I've seen us beat them, and Joey has brought a lot of excitement over in New Orleans for LSU fans, and so we support his career going through, just like we support every single LSU player that comes through and goes into the NFL. They worked on their offensive line again. They built that up again. Their season was very mediocre. Like, it was very average, enough to make the playoffs, and then were able to shine in the actual playoffs itself. And I see that being a repeating thing. I don't think they got worse. I think they got better.
I don't think they got worse.
I think with experience they got better.
Do you think they'll be repeating the success they had last season?
To the Super Bowl? No.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Do I think they'll be? But I'm on the fence of
the 10 and 13
between 12 and 14 wins. So like, I know we got to have some people in that 14 to 15 wins. If I had the decision, I would say I put them closer to 14 than I would put them to 13. Because like I said, they're going to win the games against the Browns. They're going to win the games against the Steelers. And they're going to win a game. And I think they're going to split with Baltimore. And that's 5 games right there. I think they're going to be a hard team to beat this year. I think they're going to be better than they were last year.
I'm not sure their strength of schedule, so I don't know how tough their schedule is. But 14 wins, I don't know if I put them there.
It's hard to get 14 wins. It's hard to predict that. It's hard.
I don't know if I won't say that their road to the Super Bowl last season was a fluke, because I'm saying this from a point of view where they shouldn't have been there in the first place, because the rules of the game that happened in that one game did not get called correctly, and everyone even said it. They shouldn't have been there. So that's why I'm like 10 and 13. I put them in there, but 14 and 16, I'm not sure.
So I'd say I put them ahead of I put them in front of the pack. Does that sound good with you?
Of the 10 and 13?
10 and 13 list?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Cool with that?
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Up next, we have The Browns, the Cleveland Browns, who went 8-9. We know that there's going to be a lot of turmoil at the beginning of the season because we have no idea after this next situation where Deshaun Watson comes down how that's going to turn out. We know for sure right now it's stated he's going to miss 6, but they're going back and they're appealing it, so that can be an indefinite where he missed the entire season. That's what they're going for. So I don't know. What do you think, man? What do you think is going to happen with this team?
So in a future video that we're going to have, I actually am going to get so on a future video that we have coming up, I actually get on a website called Omegle where I go and chat with sports fans and ask them what they think their team's going to do. So I sat down and had a good conversation with a Cleveland Browns fan. And he says that last year alone, what was their record?
8-9.
Last year alone, their record was 8-9. Those wins were not from the quarterback position. Those wins were not from the quarterback position. Those wins came from the running game and came from their defense. The thing that I think is going to hurt the Browns the most is now that Kareem Hunt wants out. And if Kareem goes out and decides to switch teams and can get that done, if he does not get the extension or the contract that he wants, that's going to hurt them more than the quarterback situation is already, because they do start off the season very easy. Those first 6 games, if it stays at a 6-game suspension, isn't that hard, isn't that tough of a schedule. Mm-hmm. But I think they're going to go through a lot of issues. I think the media is going to get into some players' heads as well. And I think 7-9 wins is kind of where I want to put them.
7-9. Okay, I can go with that. I feel like they may be a little bit worse after the 6-game suspension. I think it's going to come back. It's going to be even more. This next stint with Roger Goodell, I think it's going to be more. But I'll go. We'll 7-9, and then we'll put them right there.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair.
So up next is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They went 9-7 last year, but we know this year's situation is totally different with Mitchell Trubisky and the Pickett Young, the dude fresh out of college. I don't know where, like 9-7. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, they could be a bargain basement type team this year.
Man, I'm gonna say this about Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin, head coach, Mike Tomlin, the head coach, is going to go down as one of the best coaches to ever do the game. That dude has never had a losing season. He's never had a under 500 season in his career as head coach. He has one of the longest stints as a head coach for one singular team and has done amazing things with them. They're in a complete rebuild situation, something that we haven't seen in years. Some that I don't even remember experiencing in my lifetime of watching football, and we are seeing it now. Their number 1 wide receiver is good, but we don't know who's throwing the ball. Their number 1 running back in Najee Marshall is a dog. He's a beast. But is it enough for them to get above 6 wins? No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But above 4 wins?
I think they can get above 4. They might be able to get above. They might be able to get 4. I don't know. But I can see this being Mike Tomlin's worst season ever as a head coach. I can see that.
This will be.
You know what I'm saying? I can 100% see that. I feel bad saying it because I really like Mike Tomlin. I really like him. But I mean, I'm thinking of just the team as a whole. I'm not thinking about the quarterback position when I say above 4. But if I think about that quarterback position and how unstable it is, I'd probably have to go 1-3.
Yeah,
because you can't.
And like you said, I hate to see it. I love Pittsburgh. I love Mike Tomlin. I wasn't the hugest fan of Ben, but I like Mike Tomlin made up for it. I love Najee Marshall. That dude's a big community guy. Najee Marshall is a young dude that was raised right, has great parents, has great mental state and everything like that. But 1-3, and I got them on top the pack on 1-3. I think they do better than the Falcons. I think they do better than the Lions. I think they're close to that 4-win part.
Okay. Up next, we have the Houston Texans. Houston Texans, amongst all the craziness and disarray from last season, they went 4-13. I feel like this is probably going to be a repeat of last season, maybe even worse. What say you, my good man?
I'm right there with you. I think it's the same thing. I like Davis Mills, like just kind of how he came in and kind of embraced the situation that he's in and played well. They don't know who their running back is. Their number one wide receiver isn't that great. You know, they got Brandon Cooks. He's a streaky guy. Like, their defense ain't very good. And they're in a weak division. That's the only thing that helps them towards being 4 wins, but I still don't see them getting 4 wins. If I got to pick because Texans or Jaguars are getting 1 to 3 wins. And if I pick between the two, it's Texans that's getting 1 to 3.
Okay. So
what do you think?
We'll put Texans there. Because, I mean, I think both will be 1 and 3. I don't think neither will get 0. I think both will be 1 and 3. But I just, it's so much disarray there, like I said, and I don't trust the ownership of the Texans, just like I don't trust the ownership of the Dolphins and the Lions. Like those organizations, and also honestly the Jets and the Giants. Those organizations, even though Giants are storied, it's just something that's not happening right in those organizations. And Texas is one of them. I mean, they're already been claimed to be paying coaches to throw games. So, and I believe that. I don't think that just came out of nowhere because they're trying to fit in. I think Texas does that. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they won less than that, but we'll say 1 and 3 right now.
Okay.
Up next.
Dang, you say 1 less than that. Okay. Colts.
Yeah. Up next is the Colts. The Colts last season won 9 games. They have a great rushing attack. What do you think? Can they achieve higher than 9 in that division?
We already said it. Texans, Jaguars, bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
You know, arguably 2 within the 3 worst teams, in my opinion. You got the Jets below them a little bit more than what I do. And then you got the Tennessee Titans. Decent defense, good run game. They control time, and they're very similar to the Colts in that essence. I see them splitting games in their division. We're going to see Matt Ryan now, the 4th starter within like 2 years or something like that. Like, it's something like insane.
Yeah.
I think Matt Ryan's a little bit better than Carson Wentz. I think he's going to be better. But their wide receivers are still like, there's nothing to be like super happy about. You know, you got Michael Pittman, who had some flashes of being a good wide receiver and stuff like that. But it's debate between the Titans and Colts. That rivalry is crazy. them talks and them podcasts of shout out Titan Rossi. If y'all are Titans fans, go check out Titan Rossi and the crew.
Yeah. Great videos, great content.
Rossi, don't hurt me. I have the Colts above the Titans, but I don't think any team does super well. I think both these teams sit between that, at the least 9 wins, but at the most like 11. So where do you have them? Where do you have Colts for now?
I'd probably put them match their last season, 9 wins. I'm just not sure exactly what they're going to do. I know they're going to lose 1 to the Jaguars. It just keeps happening to them every year. And that's why they keep not making the playoffs. So I'm going to put them at 9 wins. I'll put them at 9 wins.
All right. And since we're talking about Titans, let's jump forward. We'll go into the Titans and not talk about Jacksonville Jaguars. We can talk about Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, organization, not too great.
3 and
they
14.
Got Etienne, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Finally come back off an injury. 1 and 3 wins. I mean, it's just kind of what it boils down to for them.
They won 3 last season.
It's nothing that's going to make me change my mind about them winning more than that.
I'm going to put them right ahead the Texans.
I agree on that.
Up next, Tennessee Titans. Went 12-5 last season. Had a pretty good run. Of course, like I said, their biggest issue for me is the quarterback position.
And now we're seeing into a year at Tennessee Titans where it's not just quarterback position, but now they don't have A.J. Brown, and they brought in a drafted wide receiver who has played well in training camp.
That's true.
But all the other guys behind them, whether it's Kyle Phillips, and then there's a lot of questions of guys who's going to come in and fill in the rest of those roster spots. from the 4th to 6th wide receiver that they're going to keep. There's nothing sustainable on that offense that makes me feel really confident about their season. You know, I other than the run game, and I think their offensive line has improved a little bit. I think their defense is going to be just about the same. It may even be a little bit better, and I think it may even be a little bit better than what the Colts will be. But looking at it, you know, last year they had an NFL record for, I don't know if it was the most injured players or whatever it was.
I think it was most injured players.
I think it was the most injured
Porter
players.
kept talking about that. I say 10.
You say 10? I think 10. I think 10's fair. I think they go above the Colts, but I also could see that flip-flop very easily. And they also brought in Robert Woods. That's another thing I forgot to mention. So that is going to help a little bit, but he's coming off an ACL tear. But I think 10 is fair.
Up next, we finally get to the AFC West, the toughest division in all of football. First is Las Vegas Raiders. It's all on you, brother.
All right, I gotta pee. So that's what we're gonna restart that because I gotta do my thing. Hold on.
You should have said before I start talking.
I know you reset it.
So, as from what you guys can see so far, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about what we've talked about? Do you agree with stuff? Do you disagree? We try to be fair, trying to be use somewhat knowledge of the different teams and their situations. What may have you, but we're trying to be fair. You know what I'm saying? It's tough with certain ones because certain ones I just feel like to throw truly in the basement. Just like, here you go to the haunted basement. But for those who are still here, thank you for being here. Truly appreciate you. Once again, like Zach said earlier, these two tier lists will be broken up into 2 different videos and will be shared to the channel hopefully before the weekend ends. That's the goal. I know we have some other editing to do and some other recording to do, so hopefully it'll be set up before then. Nate said no other team made 4 straight bowls. That's an achievement. Oh, very true. I know you're talking about the Buffalo situation. Very true, very true. And it just sucks when I was a kid watching those games and seeing them dudes lose the way they would lose, either getting there or losing it. It felt bad for them. It's almost when you become a fan, you're like, I just want them to win just to get over that hump because they just can't get over that damn hump.
I mean, dude, going 0-4 is terrible.
Yeah. Okay, so all right.
All right. So reintroduce it.
All right, now we finally hit the AFC West, the toughest division in all of football. And up first is the Las Vegas Raiders. What are your thoughts, my friend? Just so you know, their record was 10-7 last season. And that's with losing the head coach. That's with losing their top receiver and their top number 1 recruited DB. And
then gaining a new head coach.
Yeah.
That can start from training camp and throughout.
Yes.
Gaining the best wide receiver last year.
True.
Putting their number 1 wide receiver, quote unquote, into a number 2 spot where he's going to excel well. This is the hardest division, and I honestly think we should do a separate video really breaking this whole division down another time. I think that'd be really fun. I think every team in this division is going to make the playoffs, and that's obviously going to screw I think screw is obviously going to rearrange some of these teams in the AFC and where they're ranked in as far as wins and stuff like that goes.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But the Raiders, man, I don't have them as number 1 in the division. I have them as number 2 behind the Chargers.
Okay.
And because the division's so tough, they sit at that 10 win spot.
Okay. I mean, most people
10 to 13.
Most people, they have them. Well, your typical Raiders fans are saying, "Oh, they're winning 14 games." No, I, as a Raiders fan, I said I think they're going to win 11 games. That was my actual thought. So you're very close to what I would have put, but I'm not putting them behind them. I'm not putting them behind the Eagles because we did beat the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm not going to put them behind Dallas either. Up next, the Denver Broncos, new coach, new QB. Their record last season was 7-10. they brought on a Super Bowl winning quarterback. What do you think? I know they lost a few parts, but what do you think?
The Denver Broncos, man, their defense is what astounded me most last year.
Mm-hmm.
We never saw the second year last year, third year this year being Jerry Jeudy and how he's going to be in the NFL. We also saw Sutton be in a decline last year because of their quarterback situation, and we saw their defense deteriorate because their offense couldn't stay on the field. The Broncos are a hard one for me because I like Russ. I know you have different opinions from what I do on Russ. I think I have them being more around a 9-win team. I can see them getting 10, but I got them in that 7 to 9 range. Based on their division alone, it's hard to place them as to, where they fall behind as where I think they're going to get 9 and where I think they're going to get 7, but I think that's where they're at.
I kind of agree with you. I mean, I don't think they're going to blow the brakes off of that division. I think they will get between 7 and 9 wins. I don't think any team
will. I think every team splits, to be honest with you.
Maybe. That's a possibility. Maybe. But it's a good possibility that doesn't happen either. But I would agree with you on the 7 to 9. And because of what they potentially look like, we could probably put them maybe right here. Or will we put them?
I put them right there. In front of San Fran.
Yeah. All right. Up next, Kansas City Chiefs, also part of the AFC West, at 12-5. They lost their top receiver. They did bring on Juju Schuster, who is great at Fortnite. We do know that. I'm not sure and TikTok. He's great at TikTok and Fortnite. But we haven't really seen him play in quite a while. What are your thoughts on this team, man? Where do you see them? Do you see them matching the 12 wins, or do you see them possibly falling down a game or two?
I don't see him matching the 12 wins. Man, I'll say it. I'm gonna get a lot of hate from Chiefs Nation in saying that. Like, I hate saying this because it's more me being like the heel and being the bad guy in the situation where I see them potentially having the worst record in this division this year, because it's not because of not because of the lack of talent that they have on team, but it's the way that Andy Reid runs his offense. Andy Reid is a risk taker. He's always been. It's the same thing when he was with Philadelphia way back in the day with Donovan McNabb and T.O. and all those different things. He loves throwing the ball and loved having plays designed that are risky and just kind of letting the play develop. It's like almost like they don't have set plays. It's just kind of like they let it play out, but they've always had that scapegoat being Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And they don't have that this year. And Juju Schuster isn't going to fill in those shoes. They wanted to develop the run game, never did. Clyde Edwards-Helaire played well in the beginning of his rookie season, and then they didn't use him. Last year, he didn't get used much. I feel like they don't use every aspect of their offense because they rely on Andy Reid's style of just hucking and chucking. And someone has to be lower. And I think it's between Chiefs and Broncos on who's lower.
I honestly think them losing Hill is going to play a bigger part in their final season results than anything. The fact that you had Hill, who ran like a 4.3 or whatever the hell he ran, that you can just throw it up and he can go get it. Juju's not that. Juju can go and get him, but he's not going 40, 50 yards and outrunning two defenders. He's not doing that. He's going to get double teamed. They're going to double team him. So I can say,
or they're double team Travis Kelce, who's their other scapegoat.
Well, yeah, but I just, because of how their schemes usually work, I just see them trying to take away Juju to force Kelce to beat them. And not saying Kelce can't. Kelce can beat a lot of these teams in the league single-handedly. He's done it before.
But it's hard having a team as your number one option being.
Oh yeah,
it's hard.
They're going to see how we felt for several seasons having a tight end as the number one receiver.
And I think this will be a telling for Patrick Mahomes. I still think Patrick Mahomes is going to go down as one of the best quarterbacks to ever do it. Like honestly, I know it's early in the career to make that, or early in his career to make that prediction. I think he's going to have an excellent career for the rest of the time that he's playing in the NFL.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a test for him, and I think this is going to be a test that's going to hurt him a little bit, but it's going to build him up stronger for further years to come. I do think that.
And they possibly could, have a really good season, but I think right now I'm saying 9 wins.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put them right there.
And that's just because you hate the Chiefs. You got to put them behind the Broncos.
I mean, I could put them behind Miami. That's showing real hate.
That's rude. That's rude.
That's how my heart feels towards them. But I'm trying to be, this is sports talk. We're trying to be official. You know what I'm saying? Lastly, we have the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm about to say San Diego. They went 9-8. Have a really good quarterback. The defense has been beefed up some. They have good receivers. The ceiling is crazy for them.
That's the craziest part. I love how you said that.
Their ceiling is crazy, and this is one of those teams where could possibly be a 13 win if depending on how the season works out for them. But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the AFC West is going to be very tough, and they're going to beat each other up. They're going to beat the hell out of each other. So
I'll say this about the Chargers: a healthy Eckler, a healthy Keenan Allen, a healthy Justin Herbert, a improved defense. I hate hopping on the mainstream media's idea of what the Chargers are going to be because everybody seems like for the last couple decades that the Chargers are going to be really good. But I think this year, in my honest opinion, is going to be the year that they're going to be really good. Mm-hmm. I think they have the most complete team behind the Buffalo Bills. And I have them at 14 to 15 wins. I think if any team in this division is going to have any shutouts in divisional wins, I think it's going to be the Chargers.
Shutouts in divisional wins? I don't think none of the teams will shut out any of the teams in divisional wins, but I can see them hitting 13, possibly 14 wins. I can see that just because I know how much work they put in that team in the offseason.
Well, that's the whole point. Yeah. They to get 14 wins, they have to shut out at least one team, and I think they do shut out at least one.
Could be so. Well, that's why I say I think 13. But if you want to say 14, we'll put them 14. I think 13, but because I'll say I put them 13, and I put them right in this area.
Yeah, I'm down for that. So that's going to go ahead and wrap up our predictions.
I said 13. You say you're down for it, so I'll put them there.
That's fine. Put them there. That's going to wrap up our predictions as far as a tier list, as far as wins that each team is going to do. Now, one thing that y'all should pay attention for that's going to be coming out shortly after this video premieres is me and Nonfiction are going to go ahead and take over each other's conference. He's going to take over the NFC. I'm going to take over the AFC. And we're going to go ahead and break down each team's schedule and select win-loss, and where they're going to be. It may not be equal to what we see today because this is just off of first judgment. Obviously, not everybody can win 12 games, but we're going to go ahead and do that. And so check out for those videos. They're going to be short ones, 4 to 5 minutes long, less explanation, and we're just going to run through it. I mean, this was fun, man.
Yeah, it definitely was fun, man. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing the tier list. Don't forget, you guys, those who are here, if you missed something, the tier list will be back up in their own individual videos. And if you're watching this in its individual video, please let us know what are your thoughts. How did we do? If you agree with us or disagree with us, if you think your team's going 17-0, we really want you guys to tell us. Tell us if you really feel that way, because I want to know who really feels that way, who really feels their team is going 17-0. And I want to see them and want to know what kind of medication that their doctor has them on, because I want to have that too, so I can be just as delusional as they are. So I appreciate you, though, for being here. I know Zach appreciates you. This is Real Fan Sports. Man, we're your FANALYST for the evening. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, evening, morning, noon, wherever you are in the world today. Are we going to end the stream right now, too?
Let's wrap it on up.
So we're wrapping the whole thing up, guys. I appreciate you. But yeah. Thank you for being here. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Be true to the channel. And don't also forget, if you are currently here, don't forget to like the stream and like the videos when we put them up. We appreciate you guys so much. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. That was our quick goal. We was trying to see if we can get that goal before the season starts, and we have jumped dramatically. We're so close. We're at what you said, 815,
we're at 815, 720 growth within the last month. And if that says anything, it just means we're putting out good quality content. So hop along for the ride, man. We're going to continue to grow, continue to get better, continue to bring out even more and better content each and every single week, guys.
So just like the man said, we're growing because we put out good quality content. And if that's what you want, then this is the place you need to be. Join a FANALYST, become a FANALYST just like us, and we'll see you on the next one. Hope you have a wonderful day, night, evening, morning, noon, wherever you are in the world today. My name is NONPFIXION. This is my co-host, Zach, and this is Real Fan Sports, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace, love. We're out, y'all.
Cheers.
Peace out.